Chapter 21:13. This scene completely shocked everyone present. Before, Wu Ji and the others were only at the third or fourth level of life and death realm. However, this black orchid did not even have the slightest chance to fight back. She was caught by Tang Ao like an eagle catching a chicken. At this moment, no one in the palace doubted that Tang Ao was an astral reaching realm warrior anymore. Everyone even stood up and cupped their fists towards Tang Ao Sr. Tang Ao waved his hand casually. Right now, Tang Ao was at the peak of life and death realm. Although ordinary first-level astral-reaching realm warriors were no longer his opponents, even Tang Ao himself did not know when he would be able to truly break through to the astral-reaching realm. Moreover, Tang Ao and Shun Minghan called each other brother and sister. These people were all Shun Minghan seniors. Therefore, they were calling him senior, which made Tang Ao feel very uncomfortable. The snow fox race stole my natural earth origin chi. Come out and beg for forgiveness. Right at this moment, a shout was heard from outside the door. This shout was very unfamiliar, but after Shin Minghan scanned it with her soul remembrance, she was so angry that her body shivered. It was because this person was none other than the Flood Dragon race warrior that Shin Minghan had saved earlier. Shin Minghan originally thought that this guy would tell the truth after waking up, and the Flood Dragon race would not continue to make things difficult for the Snow Fox race. However, she did not expect that this would be the result she had been waiting for. Seeing Shun Minghan's expression, Tang Ao knew what was going on. It was also at this moment that a Snow Fox race youngster ran in, covered in blood. "Leader, it's not good. Elder Chi has been killed by the great elder of the Flood Dragon race." "What did you say?" Hearing this, everyone in the palace gasped. Elder Chi was the strongest elder of the Snow Fox race, with a cultivation of 8th level life and death realm. During this period of time, Shun Hongjun had been injured, so Elder Chi had been guarding outside, and the opponent had the power to slap Elder Chi to death, which meant that he was at least at the same level as Tang Ao, an astral-reaching realm warrior. "Clan leader, what should we do now?" After hearing about Elder Chi's death, the group of Snow Fox clan martial art practitioners in the main hall could not sit still. Some people were filled with righteous indignation and wanted to rush out and fight with their lives on the line. Some were secretly thinking of a way out, and some were waiting to see if Tang Ao would make a move. "Let's go, Junior Sister Chun. Let's go take a look." Compared to the extremely nervous people in the hall, Tang Ao's expression was extremely relaxed. This was because the old man outside was the same as Tang Ao. He was also at the peak of life and death realm. However, unlike Tang Ao, Candleku only needed a star-breaking pellet to break through to the astral-reaching realm, while Tang Ao would not have any effect even if he took one. For some reason, Shin Minghan trusted Tang Ao. After Tang Ao spoke, Shin Minghan walked to Tang Ao's side without any hesitation. Seeing Tang Ao and Shin Minghan walk out, everyone in the palace quickly followed. Soon, Tang Ao, Red Master, and Shin Minghan arrived outside the Snow Cloud Palace. However, after seeing the scene in the plaza, Shin Minghan's body started to tremble slightly, because all the Snow Fox clan's disciples in the plaza had their heads blown off by Candleku. Shin Minghan would never have thought that the person she had saved back then was this kind of demon. Chapter 21:14. You're slandering us. We didn't take anything from you. Besides Shin Minghan, Shun Shui said angrily, "Noisy, do you think I would accuse you wrongly?" As he spoke, Ku Zhu threw out a palm. The powerful palm print was about to kill Shun Shui on the spot. Seeing this palm print, Shun Shui wanted to escape. However, she realized in despair that she couldn't move her body at all. Was she going to die here today? However, right at that moment, Tang Ao waved his sleeves, and the pressure on Shun Shui disappeared. The palm print that Ku Zhu had thrown out also disappeared in an instant. What a shameless old thing. You've lived your life like a dog. You actually came here to bully the younger generation. Facing an ingrate like Ku Zhu, Tang Ao didn't hold back at all. "Haha, I was wondering why the Snow Fox clan was so confident. It turns out that a reckless brat came out of nowhere. Today, I will show you what it means to bully the younger generation. As Ku Zhu spoke, his aura skyrocketed. After a dragon roar, he charged towards Tang Ao. Since Tang Ao could block his attack, Ku Zhu thought that Tang Ao should be at the 9th level of the life and death realm. You think you're worthy? Facing Ku Zhu's attack, a golden longbow appeared in Tang Ao's hand. It was the primordial sacred sky bow. Then, Tang Ao pulled the bowstring. Suddenly, the surrounding spiritual chi gathered on the primordial sacred sky bow. At the same time, the spiritual power on Tang Ao's body also gathered on the primordial sacred sky bow. Very soon, Ku Zhu's heart shuddered because he sensed the threat of death at this moment. I can't let this arrow shoot. Immediately, Ku Zhu made a decision. His body shook violently, and he directly revealed his true demonic beast form. It was a ferocious-looking black dragon covered in scales. After revealing his true form, Ku Zhu roared angrily. He opened his mouth and spat out a cold breath. Under this cold chi, everyone's expression changed drastically. Those martial artists below the Spirit C tier had their spiritual power frozen in an instant. However, Tang Ao, who was facing this cold energy, remained calm. Withered Candle's cold energy looked extraordinary, but it had no effect on Tang Ao. When the spirit force on the primordial sacred sky bow condensed to an extreme, Tang Ao's spirit force shook, and he instantly let go. Then, with a swoosh, the mysterious heaven arrow shot towards Ku Zhu like a comet. Zhu Ku spat out cold air from his mouth, trying to stop the profound heaven arrow. In Zhu Ku's mouth, there was even a pearl that was filled with cold energy. It was a grade 3 immortal artifact, the Ice Soul Bead. However, under the mysterious heaven arrow, the chill that seemed to freeze space was instantly dispersed. The layers of ice were easily shattered by the profound heaven arrow. Then, under Ku Zhu's horrified gaze, the mysterious heaven arrow shot out of a giant flood dragon's mouth. The Ice Soul Bead didn't last long against the mysterious heaven arrow before it shattered. Following that, Ku Zhu's entire flood dragon had exploded. His giant body, which was hundreds of meters long, fell from the sky, causing the ground to tremble and countless cracks to appear like spiderwebs. In a single exchange, the Flood Dragon clan's Grand Elder was killed by Tang Ao. At this moment, the eyes of everyone from the Snow Fox clan looked as if they were about to pop out. No one had expected Shen Menghan to know such a powerful expert. If they had known that Shen Menghan knew such a powerful expert, they wouldn't have pressured Shen Menghan. With Tang Ao's strength, it wouldn't have been a problem for him to sweep through the entire central region of the Five Elements Demon Realm. At this moment, not only did everyone not blame Shen Menghan for bringing disaster to the Snow Fox clan, but they also hoped that the relationship between Tang Ao and Shen Menghan could improve. You killed Grand Elder Ku Zhu? Zhu Qin's eyes were filled with disbelief as he looked at Tang Ao. Even his voice was trembling a bit. The reason why Ku Zhu was able to become the Flood Dragon clan's Grand Elder was not because of his seniority, nor was it because he was the strongest in the clan. In fact, the Flood Dragon clan had another Grand Elder who had never shown himself in public, and he had long since reached the first level of Astral Reaching Realm. The reason why Ku Zhu's position in the Flood Dragon clan was so high was because he was the 9th disciple of the Black Prison Dragon Emperor. The Black Prison Dragon Emperor of the Black Prison Dragon clan was a terrifying existence at the 4th level of Astral Reaching Realm. In the entire Five Elements Demon Realm, there was hardly anyone who could rival him. It was just that during this period of time, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor was in closed-door training to reach the 5th level of Astral Reaching Realm. Otherwise, once Ku Zhu died, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor would definitely tear the space apart and kill Tang Ao instantly. Chapter 21:15. He ran quite fast. Tang Ao snorted coldly as he thought to himself. Zhu Qin, this little loach, had retreated so decisively when he saw that the situation was not good. Otherwise, Tang Ao wouldn't have minded killing a few more fake dragons. Although the Flood Dragon race had always considered themselves as dragons, in Tang Ao's eyes, they were merely fake dragons with weak bloodline power. Compared to the real dragons, the Flood Dragon race was far inferior. On the plaza of the Snow Fox race, the corpse of a several hundred zhong long Flood Dragon laid there. Seeing Zhu Ku's final fate, everyone in the Snow Fox race let out a breath of resentment. Zhu Ku had been seriously injured and had fainted outside the Snow Cloud City. Shen Menghan had saved him out of kindness. However, no one in the Snow Fox race had expected that this Zhu Ku would turn out to be someone who would bite the hand that fed him. After recovering from his injuries, not only did he not feel grateful to the Snow Fox race, he even framed them for stealing his things. After coming to the Snow Cloud City, he had even slaughtered many innocent disciples of the Snow Fox race. After Zhu Qin escaped, the Snow Fox race martial artists immediately surrounded the remaining Flood Dragon race martial artists. At this moment, there were more than 10 warriors of the Flood Dragon clan left. After seeing Tang Ao's cold gaze, these warriors of the Flood Dragon clan knelt down in unison. "Senior, please spare our lives." The Snow Fox martial artists were all killed by Supreme Elder Zhu Ku. "We did not do anything." Then, it was young Master Zhu Qin who admired Miss Shen Menghan too much. Therefore, he wanted to marry Miss Shen Menghan to our Flood Dragon race. Are these his last words? The words Zhu Qin had said before he escaped gave Tang Ao an uneasy feeling. Tang Ao really wanted to know where this uneasy feeling was coming from. Unfortunately, Tang Ao didn't know much about the 5 elements demonic realm. Therefore, Tang Ao didn't know why he would have such thoughts. "Senior, please spare my life. I still have important news to tell Senior. Supreme Elder Zhu Ku is actually not the strongest Supreme Elder of our Flood Dragon clan. Apart from Supreme Elder Zhu Ku, there is also Supreme Elder Zhuyin, who is also an astral reaching expert, just like you. Furthermore, Elder Zhu Ku is the disciple of Beast Emperor City's Black Prison Dragon Emperor. Even Zhu Qin had escaped. If they did not tell the truth, they would not be able to leave Snow Cloud City today. As for what kind of punishment they would face after telling the truth, they didn't want to think about it for now. If he couldn't even keep his life, what was the point of thinking so much? Oh, after hearing that there was an astral reaching expert in the Flood Dragon clan, Tang Ao squinted his eyes and asked again. As for the Black Prison Dragon Emperor, Tang Ao did not care about him. He is a first-level astral-reaching realm warrior. "Senior, if you disregard your identity and attack us, we, the Flood Dragon clan, will certainly break our agreement." Seeing Tang Ao's hesitant look, the warrior immediately said, "Promise? What agreement?" Tang Ao really did not know, and Tang Ao was not even an astral-reaching realm warrior right now. The only reason he could kill Withered Candle in an instant was because Withered Candle was trash. Senior brother Tang Ao, when all the clans of the 5 elements demonic realm were discussing in the Beast King City, they made an agreement that astral-reaching experts could not attack the younger generation. Otherwise, if an astral-reaching expert were to attack the younger generation of a clan, it would be a disaster for any clan. Seeing Tang Ao's doubtful look, Shen Menghan immediately explained to Tang Ao. Chapter 21:16. Yes, the 5 elements demon territories seems to be the continent of the demon race. But in fact, the human race also appeared in the 5 elements demon territories. For tens of thousands of years, the demon race and the human race have coexisted. There were battles between the demon clan and the demon clan, as well as between the human clan and the human clan. So the battles between the demon race and the human race are not as special as in other continents. Tang Ao could understand Shen Menghan's words. Just like how the 5 elements demon domain had the Dragon Clan, the Phoenix Clan, the Flood Dragon Clan, the Black Tiger Clan, and other races, in the 5 elements demon domain, the human clan was only regarded as a race and would not be specially targeted. Some beast races, such as the Snow Fox race and the Raging Bull race, were even on good terms with the human race. But the human race martial artists were not united in the five elements demon territories. There were frequent battles between human martial artists. Currently, the human race martial artists in the five elements demon territories were divided into three major factions. The first major faction was called the Extreme Emperor City. It was a city directly opposite the Beast King City of the Beast race. The human race experts in the five elements demon territories basically belonged to the Extreme Emperor City. The human faction below the Extreme Emperor City was the Rogue Cultivator City. As the name suggested, the Rogue Cultivator City was a place where rogue martial artists gathered. The martial artists here did not belong to any faction. Of course, the Rogue Cultivator City was a very chaotic place. Weaker martial artists who could not enter the Extreme Emperor City would choose the Monolith City instead of the Rogue Cultivator City. The reason was that the Rogue Cultivator City was a place where the law of the jungle was practiced to the extreme. After a brief conversation with Shun Menghan, Tang Ao had a more comprehensive understanding of the five elements demon territories. Then, Tang Ao thought of something else. He wondered where Tang Hui and Tang Yu were. Immediately, Tang Ao asked Shun Menghan, "Junior sister Shun, do you know where the Burning Flame Dragon Tribe and the Spectral Frost Dragon Tribe are?" The Dragon Tribe is basically in the Beast King City. The Spectral Frost Dragon Tribe and the Burning Flame Dragon Tribe are strong among the Dragon Tribe. Senior brother Tang Ao, do you have friends in these two tribes? Shun Menghan didn't know why Tang Ao was asking this. She was only guessing if Tang Ao had friends in the Burning Flame True Dragon Tribe and the Icy Phantom Dragon Tribe. After all, with Tang Ao's strength, it was not surprising that he had friends in the Burning Flame True Dragon Tribe and the Ice Phantom Dragon Tribe. I see. Tang Ao nodded. Then Tang Ao asked again, according to what you just said, the Beast King City is the leader of the monster race. Why is this happening? Why isn't the Beast King City stepping out to manage the situation? When Tang Ao and Shun Shui had first arrived at Snow Cloud City, Tang Ao had seen many battles with the demon race. After pondering for a moment, Shun Menghan said to Tang Ao, "Many things have happened in the demon race recently. Many of the demon race's holy sons and holy daughters have been attacked and killed by human race experts. What do the demon race's holy sons mean?" Tang Ao hadn't been in the five elements demon territories for long, so he really didn't know much about the five elements demon territories. The demon race's holy sons are the most talented members of the younger generation. Some demon races have one holy son, while others have two. However, it is rare for there to be more than two holy sons. If the demon race's holy sons are able to mature normally, they will almost always become the next demon race leader. Shun Menghan explained to Tang Ao in detail. Chapter 21:17. Shun leader, you guys handle it. Tang Ao walked in front of the few of them and tapped on the glabella of each Flood Dragon Clan martial artist before leaving with Shun Menghan. Tang Ao still had a lot of things to ask Shun Menghan. The most important thing was where the space tunnel connecting the five elements demonic region and the ice and snow plains was, as well as the space tunnel connecting the black-yellow continent. The few warriors of the dragon race did not dare to resist. Now that their spirit power had been sealed by Tang Ao, they did not dare to move an inch. Shun Menghan also left with Tang Ao and Shun Shui. On the way, Shun Menghan asked about Shun Yun. After knowing the whole story, Shun Menghan could only sigh helplessly and touch Shun Shui's head. "Shui, senior brother Tang Ao, let me take you to Snow Cloud City's 100 Flavors house for a taste." Seeing that Shun Shui was a bit down, Shun Menghan hurried to change the topic. Because the warriors of the dragon race had been acting recklessly in the Snow Cloud City recently, the 100 Flavors house was completely deserted. However, as the news of the great elder of the dragon race being killed spread out, the number of people in the Snow Cloud City had gradually increased. Although the Snow Cloud City was a big city controlled by the Snow Fox race, almost all the beasts here could see them. The Snow Fox race rarely fought with other races, because they even cultivated spirit plants and made pills the Snow Fox race had a good relationship with the surrounding races. Now that they heard that the great elder of the dragon race had been killed by a human warrior invited by the Snow Fox race, the warriors from the surrounding races had also come to the Snow Cloud City. Tang Ao followed Shen Menghan to the third floor of the 100 Flavors house. There were not many people on the first and second floor. Tang Ao originally thought that the third floor would be completely empty. However, what Tang Ao did not expect was that the third floor had the most people. There were a total of 5 tables. At the counter, there was a middle-aged man in purple robes in a wheelchair drinking tea. Seeing this man, Tang Ao somewhat understood why the third floor of the 100 Flavors house had so many people. Because this middle-aged man in purple robes was a level 2 astral reaching realm warrior. With such a strong person in charge, no matter how fierce the Flood Dragon clan was, they would not dare to come to the Byway house to behave atrociously. Uncle Zisu, how about a bowl of cloud shrouding mist? Shen Menghan seemed to have a good relationship with this purple-robed man. As soon as they reached the third floor, Shen Menghan waved at the purple-robed man and ordered a strange dish. Ever since Tang Ao cultivated to the life and death realm, he had not eaten for a long time. Tang Ao didn't expect that his first meal would be so interesting. However, after Shen Menghan said this, the atmosphere suddenly became tense. The martial artists at the other 5 tables all looked at Shen Menghan. In the end, an old man at a table by the side stood up shakily and immediately said to Shen Menghan, "Eldest Miss, Master Z said that there's only 1 serving of cloud cover mist today and asked us to discuss who should eat it. We're still discussing it now." This old man had a goatee, and beside him sat a dark-skinned but extremely sturdy youth. "Oh, it's Uncle Gong Yongdu." Seeing the old man, Shen Menghan stood up and bowed politely. This Gong Yongdu was the leader of the Yuan Yang race, and he had a peak level 9 life and death realm cultivation. Although he looked old, it was rumored that he had killed an astral-reaching realm warrior 3 years ago. Chapter 21:18. Gong Yongdu walked in front of Zisu and cupped his fists. "Master Z, Old Yang will take his leave today. Come to Master Z's 100 Flavors house for a drink tomorrow." "All right." Zisu, who was sitting in a wheelchair, nodded and said to the young man standing next to him, "Zihao, give Gong Yongdu a pot of spring jade dragon and half a cadia dragon tendon to go with the wine." "Yes, master." Tang Ao saw that this young man had sharp eyebrows and starry eyes. His facial features looked as if they had been carved by a sword, and his spiritual power was extremely pure and rich. Tang Ao was secretly surprised. Aside from Tang Ao had never seen a martial artist who could refine their spiritual power to such an extent. Similarly, this young man's cultivation was not weak either. Like Tang Ao, he was also a martial artist at the peak of life and death realm level 9. The young man in purple was very fast. Not long after, he carried out a plate from the kitchen. There was a pot of wine and a stack of dragon tendon on the plate. The dragon tendon was fried until it was golden and crispy, and the pot of wine emitted a faint fragrance. Tang Ao only took a sniff and felt extremely comfortable. "Good wine," Tang Ao immediately praised without hesitation. At this time, Gong Yongdu's eyes also lit up. He cupped his fists at Zisu and took out a jade box from his storage ring. "This is a small gift. I hope Master Z will accept it." Gong Yongdu opened the jade box. Seeing the jade box, even Tang Ao was a little surprised. Inside the jade box was a ginseng. The ginseng was completely golden and glowed faintly. With just a glance, Tang Ao knew that it was a 50,000 years old Absolute Emperor ginseng. This means something. Zisu glanced at the Absolute Emperor ginseng and casually threw a token to Gong Yongdu. Seeing this token, Gong Yongdu was even more ecstatic. It was a jade token with a purple dragon carved on it. With this token, he could ask Zisu for help once in the future. Gong Yongdu felt very carefree. After cupping his fists again, Gong Yongdu quickly left with the dark-skinned, muscular youth. Right now, Zisu had been badly wounded, so he was only at astral reaching realm level 2. But Gong Yangdu knew that when Zisu was at his peak, he was at astral reaching realm level 4. Exchanging a 50,000 years old extreme Emperor ginseng for the promise of a 4th level astral reaching realm warrior. This was simply too profitable. "Shopkeeper, I want this imperial ginseng." However, at that moment, to everyone's surprise, a tall, shirtless middle-aged man with malicious eyes extended his hand towards Zisu. Tang Ao secretly shook his head after seeing this. The middle-aged man's spiritual power was vigorous and his breath was steady. Obviously, he had few opponents in the same realm as him. However, as a level 7 life and death realm warrior asking a level 2 astral reaching realm warrior for something, Tang Ao had no idea what he was thinking. "Since you want it, why don't you come and get it?" What no one had expected was that Zisu did not get angry after hearing this. Instead, he said something like this. Meanwhile, the middle-aged man suddenly stomped on the floor and was about to rush towards Zisu. However, he had only taken one step when he felt a horrifying pressure coming from the surroundings. Seeing that the man's expression was not right, the other two sitting at the same table also slammed on the table and stood up. However, before the two could do anything, a wave of powerful spirit pressure came, and the three of them flew out of the window. Chapter 21:19. Tang Ao saw this and thought that the owner of the 100 Flavors house was quite interesting. Even though something like this had happened, the customers at the other three tables did not seem to care at all. At this moment, Shinmeng Han also looked at Tang Ao suspiciously. She then sent a message to Tang Ao. "Brother Tang Ao, besides Uncle Gong Yangdu, I have never seen anyone else from the 100 Flavors house. How about we come back tomorrow?" "It's okay. Since we are already here, let's eat before we leave." When Tang Ao spoke, he did not send a message, because Tang Ao knew that when Shinmeng Han sent a message to him, the people sitting around could all hear it. "Ha, little brother, you sure talk big. If I eat this Cloud Mountain mist cover later, I will definitely leave you some soup." The one who spoke was a man with a pair of bull horns. Although he had already turned into a human form, the pair of bull horns on his forehead was still very intimidating. "If this is the case, little brother, I am afraid you will not even have soup." After the man from the barbaric bull race finished speaking, a woman in a red dress said with a smile, "Piss off, this is not a place for you." At this moment, a young man who had been silent all this time patted the fan in his hand and looked at Tang Ao and the other two. This young man did not hold back at all. As he spoke, the powerful astral reaching realm level 1 aura was released from his body. After feeling the aura from the young man, the expressions of the man from the barbaric bull race and the woman in the red dress all changed. Both of them were peak level 9 life and death realm warriors. Obviously, they did not expect that this young man, who had not shown much, was actually an astral reaching realm level 1 warrior. "Uncle Zisu, should we use the Cloud Mountain mist cover?" After releasing his aura, the young man did not continue to look at Tang Ao and the other two. Instead, he asked Zisu, who was sitting next to him, "Brother Bull, what do you think?" Zisu did not answer, but looked at the old bull from the barbaric bull race. The old ox scratched his horn awkwardly and said, "Grandpa Z, I'll come back another day." "Oh!" A hint of disappointment flashed through Zisu's eyes. Although this young man was at the first level of the astral reaching realm, he had only just broken through. Compared to Old Cow, his strength was on par. Even Fairy Hongyun doesn't feel like eating anymore. I do want to eat it, but my cultivation is not good enough, so I can only come with Brother Bull another day to get some soup." Hongyun chuckled like a silver bell. As she spoke, she winked at the old bull. "Oh, is that so? Zihao, take out the Cloudy Mountain mist shroud for Chuha then." After asking Old Bull of the Barbara Bull race and Fairy Hongyun, Zisu ignored Tang Ao and the other two entirely. But at this moment, Tang Ao stood up. "If I have something good, I will definitely try it. I will definitely eat this shroud of Cloudy Mountains today." Courting death. As soon as Tang Ao finished his words, Chua's face turned cold. He waved the fan in his hand, and a wave of cold chi swept towards Tang Ao and the other two. All of a sudden, Shen Minghan and the other two felt as if their blood was about to freeze. Luckily, Tang Ao's spirit power shook, and Chua's aura was shattered by Tang Ao. Immediately after, Tang Ao took a step forward. Under Tang Ao's aura, the chill that Chu blasted out instantly disappeared without a trace. Chapter 21:20. However, Chu relied on his beast body to take 3-star breaking pellets in a row to reach the astral reaching realm. After taking 3 pellets, he managed to reach the astral reaching realm as he wished. However, his body was also badly damaged. Therefore, Chu was in a hurry to come to the Snow Cloud City to ask for a misty mountain cover from Su to heal his body. Chu did not expect to run into a guy like Tang Ao in the Snow Cloud City. He is not an astral reaching realm warrior, but he is close. How about this? Whoever can convince the other party not to give up on the Cloudy Mountain Mist Shroud will have the Cloudy Mountain Mist Shroud. Su raised his teacup and took a sip. After hearing that Tang Ao was not an astral reaching realm warrior, Chu had completely relaxed. Tang Ao's attack was too shocking, so Chu subconsciously thought that Tang Ao was an astral reaching realm warrior. However, after sensing it carefully, although Tang Ao's aura was extremely close to the astral reaching realm, he was still one step away from it. Chu had been in the same state as Tang Ao before. Therefore, he knew how far this one step was. At the same time, he also knew how big the gap between peak level 9 life and death realm and astral reaching realm was. If Tang Ao was also an astral reaching realm warrior, then Chu might have hesitated a bit. But since Tang Ao was only at peak level 9 life and death realm, then there was no reason for him to hesitate. Seeing the flickering light in Chu's eyes, Tang Ao could roughly guess what he was thinking. Right away, Tang Ao secretly shook his head. Tang Ao had seen a lot of astral reaching realm warriors since he started cultivating. However, among all the astral reaching realm warriors Tang Ao had seen, this Chu was the weakest one. Tang Ao was sure that, not to mention himself, even that Red Cloud and the old bull from the Barbaric Bull clan would be able to take him down if they were not afraid of his cultivation. Besides that, there was also the young man standing right next to Su, who could also take care of this Chu. I don't want to fight today. Get lost. Chu Hajong said that, but in fact, he had no intention of letting Tang Ao go. The reason why he said that was to provoke Tang Ao. What a coincidence. I don't feel like fighting today either. You can scram then. The moment Tang Ao said this, Fairy Hong Yun and Shin Minghan could not help but burst out laughing. However, Chu's expression changed. With a wave of his sleeve, a cold air flew towards Tang Ao. This cold chi instantly solidified in the air, turning into a sharp sword. At that moment, Su performed a hand seal, and both Tang Ao and Chu were enveloped in a barrier. Their auras could not seep out all. Seeing the scene, Chu was shocked in his heart. Su was indeed a senior of the Purple Gold Dragon tribe. His methods were indeed impressive. Tang Ao was just hesitating whether he should set up a tactical matrix to prevent them from tearing down the Byway house. But now, Tang Ao knew that he had been worrying for nothing. Since the barrier had been set up, Tang Ao had no more worries. With a flash of green light behind him, Tang Ao summoned his Green Lotus Sword Spirit. The Green Lotus Sword Spirit vibrated in the air before combining into one and landing in Tang Ao's hands. Facing Chu's ice arrow, Tang Ao casually sent out a sword beam to shatter Chu's ice arrow. Chapter 21:21. All of a sudden, a horrifying sword chi appeared in this unchanging space. There were 8 of them in total, but they seemed to be able to tear apart the sky and earth. Facing this kind of sword chi, Chu deeply felt his own insignificance. However, at this moment, a wave of cold chi blossomed from Chu's body, and a sky blue bead flew out from his forehead. This bead quickly blocked out Tang Ao's sword chi, and Chui also came back to his senses. However, it was too late. The 8-sword chi from Tang Ao's Green Lotus sword had already landed on the blue ocean bead. The blue ocean bead seemed to have been severely injured. Its light dimmed, and it went back into Chu-He's body. The blue ocean bead and Chu-He were closely connected. Now that the bead had been wounded by Tang Ao, Chu-He also puked out a mouthful of blood. Soon, his whole aura started to weaken. Even his astral-reaching realm was a bit unstable at this moment. Chu-He panicked and hurried to take out 2 pellets, then looked at Tang Ao with a cold expression. At this moment, Zisu waved his sleeves, and the enchantment that had sealed the two disappeared. Chu-He understood Zisu's intention. In Zisu's territory, he would not dare to act out of line. After cupping his fists at Zisu, Chu-He sent a soul remembrance imprint onto Tang Ao's body, then left with a gloomy face. After Tang Ao had defeated Chu-He with 1 sword attack, Han Yun and Barbarian Bull looked at Tang Ao in disbelief. When Tang Ao made his move, the two had also sensed that Tang Ao's cultivation was the same as theirs, at life and death realm level 9. However, it was also because of this that Tang Ao could defeat Chu-He, who was at astral reaching realm level 1, with 1 sword attack. Zihao, bring me the Cloud Mountain mist cover. Zisu smiled lightly, then said to the young man in purple next to him. Zihao glanced at Tang Ao, his calm eyes filled with a burning battle intent. Zihao did not care about half-baked astral-reaching realm warriors like Chu-He at all. On the contrary, Zihao was very interested in Tang Ao, who was in the same realm as him. If it weren't for the inappropriate occasion, Zihao wouldn't have been able to hold himself back. Right then, Tang Ao was really interested in this weirdly named dish. Tang Ao could not think of what kind of dish it was that would require 2 astral-reaching realm warriors to fight to this extent in order to eat it. Compared to the previous few times, Zihao's speed was much slower this time. Just when Tang Ao couldn't help but ask, Zihao finally walked out with a jade box. Zihao came to the table where Tang Ao and the other 2 were seated and slowly put down the jade box. Then, Tang Ao saw Zihao form a hand seal, and the jade box slowly opened. After the jade box was opened, Tang Ao saw a lot of smoke pervading the jade box. At this moment, Tang Ao also understood why this dish was called Cloudy Shroud. Scanning with his soul remembrance, Tang Ao saw a deep blue flame burning at the bottom of the jade box. Above the flame, there was a compartment. In the compartment, there was a transparent golden soup. In the soup, there were pink lotus slices and light golden meat slices. Seeing these 2 ingredients, Tang Ao knew why this cloudy shroud was so special. Chapter 21-22. The golden scaled fish in the pot was at least a life and death realm level 9 golden scaled fish. Tang Ao realized that Shun Menghan and Shun Shui were also staring at the box of cloud shroud mist with their eyes wide open. The 2 of them had eaten here before. Although the cloud mist cover looked the same, the ingredients used were definitely not as advanced as this one. This time, Shin Menghan and Shun Shui could not tell what ingredients were used to make the cloud mist cover. Owner Zisu, how much does this cloud mist cover cost? Tang Ao looked at the delicacy and wanted to try it. However, Tang Ao was worried that Zisu would ask for a sky-high price after he ate it. Then, he would be embarrassed. Although Tang Ao had a lot of treasures on him, Tang Ao did not want to be cheated by Zisu. Hehe, I am happy today. This meal is on me. Hearing Tang Ao's words, Zisu was stunned. Everyone who came to the 100 Tastes house for a meal must know that the 100 Tastes house's items were bartered. Just like Gong Yangdu, who used a 50,000-year-old Supreme King ginseng to exchange a pot of spring jade dragon and a plate of dragon tendon. If someone else said this, Zisu would really think that the person was looking for trouble. However, after seeing the doubt in Tang Ao's eyes, Zisu knew that Tang Ao was a newcomer and did not know the rules of the 100 Tastes house. After Tang Ao asked this question, Shin Menghan hurriedly whispered, "Senior brother Tang Ao, the 100 Taste House's items are bartered. As long as you give some precious or rare spirit items to Uncle Z Su after you finish eating, it will be fine. Of course, you can use any spirit item to exchange for it. However, if your spirit item is extraordinary, Uncle Z Su will not let you suffer a loss. Tang Ao agreed with Shun Minghan's words very much. Previously, Gong Yongdu had used a 50,000-year-old imperial ginseng in exchange for a chance for Z Su to make a move. Although Z Su was only at the second level of the astral reaching realm, with Tang Ao's eyesight, he could naturally tell that Z Su had been severely wounded and poisoned. In order to suppress this poison, Z Su's power had dropped from the fourth level of astral reaching realm to the second level. Although Tang Ao did not need Z Su's help, since Tang Ao had eaten something from Z Su, Tang Ao would not let Z Su suffer a loss either. To the alchemist of the five elements demonic territory, Z Su's current condition could only be temporarily suppressed with elixirs. However, Tang Ao had already broken through to become a Grade 1 alchemy master. Therefore, Tang Ao only needed to refine the elixir once, and the poison in Z Su's body would be cured. As for the damage to his body, as long as the poison was removed, Tang Ao believed that with Z Su's abilities, he would be able to recover in no time. Thank you, Owner Z Su. After saying this, Tang Ao picked up his chopsticks and picked up a piece of meat. This piece of meat was golden and transparent, with a faint spiritual aura circulating around it. After putting it in his mouth, it felt very smooth and tender. Moreover, after taking a bite, Tang Ao actually felt a trace of faintly discernible Dao connotation. This feeling was very mysterious. At this moment, Tang Ao's perception of his surroundings seemed to have become a bit clearer. Chapter 21-23. Just like Tang Ao, Shen Minghan would never take advantage of others. Although Z Su said that there was no need, Shen Minghan still decided to give him the 2 begonia pearls she had. Tang Ao didn't think too much about it. At this moment, he was just enjoying the taste. While Tang Ao and Shen Minghan were enjoying the cloudy shroud, Hong Yun and the Raging Bull Tribe cultivators had other dishes on their table. Although it was not bad, compared to Tang Ao and the other two, it was more than a grade worse. Soon, after Hong Yun and the Raging Bull Tribe left, Tang Ao and the Raging Bull Tribe finished eating. At this time, just as Shen Minghan was about to take out her begonia pearls, she saw Tang Ao take out a medicine cauldron. Immediately, Tang Ao formed hand seals and a strand of purple flame fell into the medicine cauldron. Zisu was puzzled when he saw Tang Ao take out the medicine cauldron. As the saying goes, a long illness makes one a doctor. Zisu was talented in alchemy, and after he was injured, he focused on studying alchemy. Therefore, when Tang Ao prepared to refine pills, Zisu immediately felt that Tang Ao was extraordinary. This was the confidence of an alchemy master, as if everything was under his control. Indeed, Zisu saw Tang Ao take out stalks of spiritual herbs. Zisu's eyes narrowed when he saw the spiritual herbs in Tang Ao's hands. Although Zisu looked middle-aged, he was actually an old monster who had lived for tens of thousands of years. Therefore, Zisu knew all the spiritual herbs that Tang Ao took out. It was also because he knew all of them that Zisu was so shocked. The spiritual herbs in Tang Ao's hands were all first-grade immortal herbs. Moreover, 7 of them could be used to refine an elixir. This was an elixir that Zisu dreamed of. It was called the Sky Poison Elixir. Although the Sky Poison pill sounded like an extremely poisonous pill, in reality, not only was the Sky Poison pill not poisonous, it was also a type of detoxification pill. 10,000 years ago, Zisu was poisoned by the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's Black Prison Rakshasa poison and suffered greatly. In these 10,000 years, Zisu had left Beast King City and searched everywhere for the whereabouts of the Sky Poison pill, but to no avail. Zisu knew that the Sky Poison pill was a Grade 1 immortal pill. Therefore, if the 5 Elements Demon Territory did not have a ready-made Sky Poison pill, they would have to find a Grade 1 alchemy master to refine it. Unfortunately, there were many Grade 6 spirit alchemy masters in the Five Elements demon territory, but not a single Grade 1 alchemy master. Even Zisu, who was now a Grade 6 spirit core alchemist, felt that there was still a huge gap between him and becoming an immortal alchemist. Looking at how Tang Ao was using immortal herbs to cultivate pills, Zisu was extremely excited. If Tang Ao was really a Grade 1 alchemy master, it was highly possible that Tang Ao could refine the sky poison pill. Although the poison had been evolving in his body for 10,000 years, even the sky poison pill could not completely detoxify it. However, Zisu guessed that as long as the quality of the sky poison pill that Tang Ao refined was not too low, it would be able to detoxify at least 70% of the poison in his body. To Zisu, even if he could only detoxify 10% of the poison, he would still be smiling in his dreams, let alone 70% of the poison. However, Zisu did not understand that if Tang Ao wanted to refine the sky poison pill, the first 7 types of spiritual herbs would be sufficient. However, Tang Ao had taken out 18 types of spiritual herbs. As for the remaining 11 types, Zisu had no idea what they were for. Almost everyone in the Snow Fox clan knew how to refine pills, and they were all quite talented. At this moment, when Shan Shuer and Shun Menghan saw Tang Ao alchemy, they stared unblinkingly at Tang Ao. Shun Menghan's beautiful eyes lit up. Shun Menghan had never expected that the youth she had saved back then would be so monstrous. He was terrifyingly strong, and his alchemy skills were beyond her knowledge. Just like Zisu, Shun Menghan was also a Grade 6 spirit alchemy master. However, Shun Menghan was still young, so she was not as knowledgeable as Zisu. However, Shun Menghan still had an unbelievable guess in her heart. She guessed that the pill that Tang Ao was refining was an immortal pill that was above the spirit pill. Chapter 21-24. If not for the strong constitution of the Purple Gold Dragon clan, Tang Ao reckoned that Zisu would have died a long time ago. If he wanted to neutralize the poison in Zisu's body, he could only refine the 9-turn sky poison pill created by the Shinong Emperor. The sky poison pill was just an ordinary first-grade immortal pill, but the 9-turn sky poison pill was the best among first-grade immortal pills. Even if Tang Ao were to personally refine a pill of this level, it would still be quite strenuous. Therefore, Tang Ao took out the Shinong cauldron without hesitation. Although Tang Ao still had many elixir furnaces on him, especially after Tang Ao plundered Great Dream Dao, Lord's treasury, Tang Ao had obtained many immortal-grade elixir furnaces. However, these immortal-grade elixir furnaces were still inferior to the Shinong cauldron. The 18 immortal herbs used to refine the 9-turn sky poison pill were also obtained by Tang Ao from Great Dream Dao, Lord's Dao Palace. Otherwise, Tang Ao would not have been able to gather these 18 immortal herbs in a short time. The 100 flavors in had always been quiet, but it had never been so quiet. At this moment, other than the sizzling sound of the elixir fire refining the herbs, there was only the breathing of the people present. In the Five Elements demon territory, immortal alchemy masters had always been a legendary existence. The Five Elements demon territory was also a plane with a long history. Due to the long lifespan of the demon clan, the inheritance of the Five Elements demon territory was even older than the Black-Yellow continent. However, in this long history, there had never been an immortal alchemy master in the Five Elements demon territory. The immortal great elixirs that circulated in the Five Elements demon territory were basically from the Black-Yellow continent and the surrounding continents. At this moment, when they saw Tang Ao refining the elixir, everyone looked at Tang Ao in shock. In the Shinong cauldron, Tang Ao threw the immortal herbs into the elixir furnace casually. Tang Ao looked very sloppy when he was concocting pills, but in fact, Tang Ao was completely immersed in concocting pills, which was why such a situation would naturally occur. At this moment, Zisu's body was trembling slightly. Tang Ao had used all the spiritual herbs needed to refine the sky poison pill, so he secretly wondered if Tang Ao was refining an elixir that was more powerful than the sky poison pill. Unfortunately, although he was also an immortal alchemy master, his alchemy level was far from reaching the level of an immortal alchemy master level. Therefore, he did not know what elixir Ao was refining. If it was not for Tang Ao, immortal alchemy master, Tang Ao, pill Emperor Su stage, Z demon Emperor Su's Tian Ao Su's eye. As long as Tang Ao could refine the sky poison pill, Zisu would definitely not reject any request from Tang Ao as long as it was within his capabilities. At this moment, Zisu could only pray that Tang Ao was really a grade 1 immortal alchemy master and not just here to put on an act. Otherwise, even if Zisu was in a good mood today, he would still teach Tang Ao a lesson. Time passed slowly, and the spiritual herbs in the Shinnon cauldron were still burning in the nether fire. However, as the fire burned, the immortal herbs gradually turned into ashes. At the same time, the medicinal essence within the immortal herbs was slowly extracted. Finally, after an unknown period of time, a pill fragrance wafted out of the Shinnon cauldron. The moment Zisu smelled the pill fragrance, his face turned pale. There was no mistake, it was the aura of the sky poison pill. Although Zisu had never seen the sky poison pill before, it was what he had studied the most over the years. Chapter 21-25. As time passed, the pill aroma in the cauldron became thicker and thicker. Then, Zisu saw Tang Ao make a hand sign, and 3 dark green pills flew out of the cauldron. It's done. Zisu looked at the 3 dark green pills, and his heart skipped a beat. Just now, the abnormally rich pill fragrance had disappeared without a trace after the pill was refined. Zisu did not know what kind of pill it was, but he had a feeling that it must be related to the sky poison pill. Owner Zisu, money for the meal. Tang Ao put the 3 dark green pills into a jade bottle and threw it to Zisu. Zisu waved his sleeves and took the pills. Then, he could not help but ask, "What kind of pill is this?" "This is the pill that you need the most," Tang Ao said with a confident smile. This batch of pills was something that Zisu needed. With these 3 9-turn sky poison pills, the pill poison in Zisu's body could be completely removed. As long as the poison was removed, Zisu would be able to recover to the astral reaching realm level 4 without a problem. "You know my situation, so this is the sky poison pill?" Looking at Tang Ao's eyes, Zisu asked uncertainly. "The sky poison pill can remove 70% of the poison in your body at most. This is the 9-turn sky poison pill. Take 1 every month, and after 3 months, the poison in your body should be completely removed." This kind of 9-turn sky poison pill was also Tang Ao's first time making it. Although it was his first time making it, Tang Ao knew that this pill was not ordinary. The 9-turn sky poison pill was called sky poison, but it could cure all kinds of poisons in the world. For the Shinnon Emperor to be able to create this kind of pill, it could be said to be an amazing work that had benefited countless warriors. 9-turn sky poison pill. Zisu's body shook. Because he was poisoned, Zisu had almost read all the books about detoxification pills in the 5 Elements Beast region. Therefore, this kind of pill was rarely seen even in the ancient times, and Zisu had also learned about it. After finding out that the pill that Tang Ao had refined was actually the 9-turn heaven poison pill, Zisu was deeply stunned. Zisu did not expect this young man to be able to refine such an earth-shattering pill. At first, Zisu was rather displeased that Tang Ao did not address him as senior. Even the old goat of the spirit goat race had to call him Grandpa Z. However, Tang Ao, a human brat who was still wet behind the ears, actually called him shop owner Zisu. It seemed like they were from the same generation. This naturally angered Zisu. But now that he had received the 9-turns heaven poison pill refined by Tang Ao, Zisu sighed inwardly. It was a good thing that he had been poisoned for thousands of years, and the rough edges on his body had been worn away. Otherwise, this only chance of recovery would have most likely been lost to him. After glancing at Tang Ao once more, Zisu immediately took out a 9-turn sky poison pill and swallowed it. If the 9-revolution sky poison pill was effective, Zisu would be very grateful to Tang Ao. If the 9-turn sky poison pill was ineffective, Zisu would capture Tang Ao and refine detoxification pills for him for the rest of his life. Tang Ao naturally saw the flash of anger in Zisu's eyes. Immediately, Tang Ao smiled bitterly. These old monsters were indeed not that easy to talk to. Tang Ao could already imagine that if the 9-turn sky poison pill was not really useful to Zisu, he would not be able to help him. Chapter 21-26. On the wheelchair, Zisu swallowed a 9-turn sky poison pill, and his face immediately turned black. Zihao's spiritual power shook when he saw this. He was about to kill Tang Ao. However, Zisu grabbed Zihao and glared at him. Although he looked like a mess, the poison that had been raging in his body for thousands of years was being forced out of his body by the 9-turn sky poison pill. The effect of the 9-turn sky poison pill that Tang Ao had refined was surprisingly good. At this moment, Zisu's face changed between black and green and red. It looked very frightening. However, Zisu's expression was full of joy. The poison that had troubled him for thousands of years was instantly forced out of his body by Tang Ao's 9-turn sky poison pill. When the poison was in his body, Zisu couldn't do anything about it. However, now that it was forced out of his body, Zisu raised his hand and shot out a purple flame, burning the black poison mist to ashes. After a while, Zisu's aura became much weaker, but his complexion also returned to normal. Zisu didn't say much. He cupped his fists at Tang Ao and said, "Brother Tang Ao, I won't say much about your great kindness. However, in the future, the Purple Gold Dragon Clan is willing to be on good terms with you forever." Tang Ao already knew that Zisu was a member of the Purple Gold Dragon Clan, so his expression was relatively calm. However, Shen Menghan and Zihao looked at Zisu, dumbfounded. The owner of the 100 Tastes house, Zisu, had a mysterious background. No one knew his true identity. They only knew that he was approachable and had terrifying strength. Therefore, after the Flood Dragon Clan surrounded the Snow Cloud City, they smashed many commercial buildings and shops in the Snow Cloud City, but no one dared to be presumptuous in the Byway House. Even if the warriors of the Snow Fox Clan hid in the 100 Tastes house, the warriors of the Flood Dragon Clan wouldn't dare to chase them. Now, Shun Menghan understood why Zisu was a powerhouse of the Purple Gold Dragon Clan. Moreover, from what Zisu had said, his position in the Purple Gold Dragon Clan was definitely not low. Otherwise, Zisu wouldn't have said that the Purple Gold Dragon Clan would be on good terms with Tang Ao forever. "Brother Zisu, we shall not disturb you any further." When Zisu said that the Purple Gold Dragon Tribe and Tang Ao would forever be friends, Tang Ao saw sincerity in Zisu's eyes. This made Tang Ao very happy. "Hold on. If I'm not wrong, you killed Zhu Ku of the Flood Dragon Clan?" Although Zisu did not leave the Byway residence, he knew some information about Snow Cloud City and even the entire 5 Elements demonic territory. Previously, he had received news that a human expert had come to the Snow Fox Clan and helped the Snow Fox Clan kill Zhu Ku. Now, it seemed that the so-called human expert was this young man in front of him. That's right. Many people had seen this incident, so there was no need for Tang Ao to avoid it. There must be a reason why Zisu had brought this up on his own accord. Do you know that Zhu Ku is the disciple of the Black Prison Dragon Emperor? Seeing that Tang Ao admitted it without any hesitation, Zisu sighed inwardly. Youngsters these days were indeed like newborn calves that were not afraid of tigers. In the entire 5 Elements demonic territory, there might not be an opponent that could rival the Black Prison Dragon Emperor. If not for the fact that the Black Prison Dragon Emperor was in closed-door training to break through to the 5th level of astral reaching realm, Tang Ao would have been in danger long ago. Chapter 21-27. Hee, Perhaps a lot of people in the Five Elements demonic region have forgotten the existence of this old monster. Some naive people even thought that he had fallen. Thousands of years ago, when I was at the 4th level of astral reaching realm, I fought with the Black Prison Dragon Emperor for the Sky God Needle in the Nether Ruins secret realm. Although I wounded him badly, I was also poisoned by his Black Prison Rakshasa poison. Sky God Needle? Tang Ao gasped. It was said that the Sky God Needle was a heavenly pillar in the ancient times. It was a divine weapon that surpassed the 9th grade immortal weapon. Tang Ao had heard of the Sky God Needle a long time ago, but Tang Ao did not expect it to be in the demonic realm. Indeed, after I fought with the Black Prison Dragon Emperor, both of us were badly wounded. Neither of us got the Sky God Needle. Instead, it was Feng Join from the Phoenix clan who arrived in time. Since I and the Black Prison Dragon Emperor were both badly wounded, we naturally did not have the ability to fight for the Sky God Needle. Dragon Emperor Zisu's face was very calm, his eyes filled with sadness as he reminisced about the past. From his expression, one could not tell whether he was happy or angry. The Beast King Feng Join's Sky God Needle was obtained this way. Shen Minghan's eyes were filled with shock. The ancient divine weapon Sky God Needle was with the Beast King Feng Join. This was something that almost everyone in the Five Elements demonic region knew. However, no one knew that Feng Join's Sky God Needle had been obtained this way. Indeed, although Feng Join obtained the Sky God Needle, he could not make it recognize him as its master. Therefore, all these years, the Sky God Needle has been hidden in the Phoenix clan's forbidden area. However, half a year ago, the Sky God Needle suddenly disappeared, and the Dragon Clan immediately became the first suspect of the Phoenix clan. Therefore, since half a year ago, the Dragon Clan, Phoenix Clan, and some other powerful clans have been fighting nonstop. Zisu indeed knew a lot of information, which was something that Tang Ao did not know. Tang Ao saw Shen Menghan's shocked expression, and Tang Ao immediately knew that Shen Menghan was the same as him, unaware of these things. Because the holy son of the various clans in the Five Elements demonic territory had been killed, the entire ancient desolate mountain range and its surroundings were engulfed in the flames of war. At first, Shen Menghan thought it was because of this that the Beast King city did not interfere in their battles. However, Shen Menghan now knew that it wasn't that the Beast King city didn't want to intervene in the war between the various races, but that the Beast King city was currently in a quagmire of war and simply couldn't spare any attention to mediate the conflict between the various races. For some reason, Shen Menghan had a bad feeling after hearing this news. Tang Ao's knowledge and experience were not something that Shen Menghan could compare to. Shen Menghan only had a bad premonition, but Tang Ao immediately smelled something unusual. It was as if there was an invisible hand in the dark pushing all of this to happen. The divine pillar of the Phoenix clan was stolen from the forbidden area of the Phoenix clan. The Dragon clan, the Phoenix clan, and many other clans fought in the Beast King city. The saint sons of the various clans of the Demon clan were killed by human experts. All of this was too much of a coincidence. It was as if he was busy in Beast King city and wanted to do something in the Five Elements demonic territory. Chapter 21-28. However, in a battle of this level, even astral-reaching realm martial artists could easily fall. Especially in Tang Ao's opinion, this was a battle that should not have happened. If the Phoenix and Dragon race martial artists did not already have a deep grudge against each other, and if they did not lose their minds due to anger after losing the sky-raising godly needle, they would soon realize that someone was purposely trying to make the Dragon race, Phoenix race, and other powerful races in the Beast King City fight. Among the Dragon race, the Burning Flame Dragon race, the Ice Phantom Dragon race, the Five-Claw Golden Dragon race, the Purple Gold Dragon race, and the Black Dragon race have all joined the battle. However, although all 5 of the Dragon race have joined the battle, no top experts have shown up. The Black Prison Dragon Emperor is in seclusion trying to break through to the next cultivation realm. I'm hiding in Snow Cloud City. As for the other 3 old men, they might not be willing to face Feng Join. Dragon Emperor Su picked up the teacup on the table and took a sip. Hearing Zisu's words, Tang Ao had already decided to go to the Beast King city. However, Tang Ao immediately thought of something else. Brother Zisu, then what about the human experts assassinating the saint sons of the beast race? In the five elements demonic realm, the human race was not targeted by the beast race. Therefore, there was no need for the human race to do something that would infuriate all the beast race. After hearing Tang Ao's question, Zisu's expression turned serious. I have also heard about this matter. Rumor has it that the monarch city of the human race and the Black-Yellow continent have reached an agreement. Soon, the Black-Yellow continent's experts will enter the five elements demonic realm. In the five elements demonic realm, the human race has always been a lower middle race. However, if the Black-Yellow continent's experts really join the battle, then the human race will definitely be targeted by all the beast race. Then, Zisu's tone changed. The five elements demonic realm is lacking in resources, but the neighboring Black-Yellow continent is rich in resources. If the Black-Yellow continent's martial artists have designs on the five elements demonic realm, then after destroying the monarch city, they will definitely attack the Black-Yellow continent in one go. The Black-Yellow continent and the monarch city's alliance. Tang Ao really wanted to say that this was complete nonsense. Not to mention the fact that the Black-Yellow meet had just ended and the various peak factions were busy distributing their own benefits. The other factions also wanted to fish in troubled waters when they saw that the 7 great sects and the 7 kill sect were locked in battle. At this time, the Black-Yellow continent did not have the mood to come to the five elements demon domain. However, Tang Ao didn't say these things out loud. After all, the current Black-Yellow continent couldn't be compared to the Black-Yellow continent in the past. In Tang Ao's previous life, there were more than 10 astral-reaching realm martial artists in the Black-Yellow continent. However, in the current Black-Yellow continent, there were not many second-level astral-reaching realm martial artists. In terms of top-notch experts, the Black-Yellow continent was no match for the five elements demon region. Once a war broke out between the Black-Yellow continent and the five elements demon territory, the Black-Yellow continent would definitely not be a match for the demon race. Zisu's statement that the five elements demonic territory was lacking in resources while the Black-Yellow continent was rich in cultivation resources was also incorrect. In Tang Ao's opinion, the resources of the five elements demon territory and the Black-Yellow continent were almost equal. It was just that some things were unique to the Black-Yellow continent, but were extremely rare in the five elements demon territory. The five elements demon territory also had the same situation. For example, the five elements demon territory's demon spirit flower was something that Tang Ao had never seen before in the Black-Yellow continent. However, in fact, the demon spirit flower was a kind of spirit plant that was needed to concoct many pills. Chapter 21-29. However, when Tang Ao was halfway there, Tang Ao stopped. This was because Tang Ao saw 3 human race experts rushing towards a Silver Wolf Clan tribe below. The Silver Wolf Clan was second only to the Moon-Howling Heavenly Wolf Clan. Therefore, the Silver Wolf Clan was quite powerful. However, when Tang Ao saw the 3 human experts rush into a room of the Silver Wolf Clan's encampment, Tang Ao saw that they were very familiar with the place. Inside the room was a Silver Wolf Clan youngster who was cultivating with his eyes closed. This youngster was also at the 9th level of life and death realm. However, facing 3 first-level astral-reaching realm human experts, this Silver Wolf Clan youngster didn't even have the chance to call for help before being killed on the spot. However, these 3 human experts didn't leave immediately after killing the Silver Wolf Clan youngster. Not long after the death of the Silver Wolf Clan youngster, a frightening aura suddenly exploded in the depths of the Silver Wolf Clan. Immediately after, a huge silver wolf pounced towards the house of the Silver Wolf Clan youth. This silver wolf was actually a second-level astral-reaching realm Silver Wolf Clan expert. The 3 human martial artists turned around and ran as soon as they saw this silver wolf. Seeing this scene, Tang Ao's eyes squinted. These 3 fellows could have left immediately after killing the Silver Wolf Clan youth. However, they didn't leave immediately. Instead, they purposely stayed in the Silver Wolf Clan youngsters' room. If Tang Ao's guess was right, these three had killed the Saint Son of the Silver Wolf Clan. These three human martial artists didn't run away just now. Now that they were running, their speed was shockingly fast. Tang Ao felt that something was wrong. He followed behind the three human martial artists while activating his Sky Extreme pupils to check them out. With a single glance, Tang Ao's heart skipped a beat. Whether it was the naked eye or the soul remembrance, these three were all human martial artists. However, under Tang Ao's Sky Extreme pupils, Tang Ao immediately discovered that these three martial artists were not human at all. They were a kind of giant spirit race martial artist with a pair of wings on their back. The giant spirit race was a branch of the demon race. Due to their weak reproductive ability, the giant spirit race did not have many martial artists. However, Tang Ao really couldn't understand why the giant spirit race cultivators would disguise themselves as human cultivators and go kill the other demon race's holy sons. After flying to a valley, the three of them finally flashed with light, revealing their original appearances as members of the giant spirit realm. Tang Ao's extreme sky eyes saw that this valley seemed to be the encampment of the giant spirit clan. There were many giant spirit clan martial artists here. Just as Tang Ao was hesitating whether he should follow them in to take a look, Tang Ao's expression suddenly changed. At that moment, Tang Ao felt a powerful soul remembrance sweep towards the depths of the giant soul clan. Judging from the intensity of this soul power, Tang Ao could tell that the owner of this soul power was definitely a level 4 astral reaching realm warrior. With Tang Ao's current power, dealing with a second-level astral reaching realm was already his limit. Facing a fourth-level astral reaching realm, Tang Ao simply wouldn't have the opportunity to retaliate. Tang Ao felt that there was certainly something extraordinary inside the giant spirit clan. However, at this moment, Tang Ao could only withdraw with regret. However, with this unexpected discovery, Tang Ao was still very satisfied. Putting away the crystal ball, Tang Ao quickly left the place. Chapter 21:30. Immediately, the three warriors from the giant spirit clan who had just gone and rushed out angrily. In addition to the three of them, there were 7 other first-level astral reaching realm warriors who had also rushed out, chasing after Tang Ao's direction. However, this time, Tang Ao was wholeheartedly heading for the Beast King city. Even if these giant spirit martial artists pushed their speed to the limit, they still couldn't catch up to Tang Ao. Originally, Tang Ao wanted to take Tang Yu and Tang Hua away from the Beast King city. But now that he had discovered this matter, Tang Ao had already made it clear to the Dragon and Phoenix race martial artists. Otherwise, the blame would have fallen on the human race martial artists. This time, Tang Ao didn't run into any trouble. Soon, Tang Ao arrived at the edge of the Beast King city. Immediately after, Tang Ao saw countless top-notch demonic race experts fighting in one place. Among them, a middle-aged Phoenix race expert was battling 7 or 8 dragon race experts by himself. Tang Ao immediately knew that this person was most likely the leader of the Phoenix race, Feng Jiuyin. Feng Jiuyin and Dragon Emperor Su were figures of the same generation, and his current cultivation base was also at the 4th-level astral reaching realm. Everyone stopped. After arriving at the edge of the Beast King city, Tang Ao immediately mustered his spirit chi and yelled out. The giant spirit race's martial artists were proficient in transformation. Therefore, if the giant spirit race's martial artists could transform into humans to kill the various holy sons, then it was possible for the giant spirit race's martial artists to transform into dragons to steal the Phoenix race's heaven-raising divine needle. Tang Ao's roar immediately attracted the gazes of many people in the battle. In a corner, Tang He, who had just turned a sky scorpion martial artist into ashes with a fireball, also seemed to have sensed something. She immediately raised her head and saw Tang Ao's voice. "Big brother." When Tang Hor saw Tang Ao's figure, Tang Yu, who was far away, had already flown towards Tang Ao. However, before Tang Yu could get close to Tang Ao, 11 sharp killing intents blasted towards Tang Ao. Of these 11 attacks, 10 were naturally from the giant spirit clan cultivators that had chased after Tang Ao. The remaining one was from a Black Dragon clan powerhouse. Tang Ao didn't have time to explain and immediately threw out the 2 crystal balls. The information inscribed on the 2 crystal balls was exactly the same. One of the crystal balls fell into the hands of Tang Yu, while the other one fell into the hands of Feng Juyin. At this time, Tang Ao also escaped instantly. Right now, Tang Ao was only at the peak of 9th level of life and death realm. If it were a one-on-one battle, Tang Ao would be able to kill all of them, even if they took turns to attack him. However, now that these giant spirit clan martial artists were attacking together, the Dragon Clan and the Phoenix Clan would also need some time to digest this matter. Therefore, Tang Ao could only escape. Tang Yu, upon seeing the direction in which Tang Ao was escaping, became extremely anxious. This was because Tang Ao was escaping towards the Nether Ruin Forbidden Ground. The Nether Ruin Forbidden Ground was extremely dangerous. If martial artists below Astral Reaching Realm rashly entered the Nether Ruin Forbidden Ground, they would undoubtedly die. Just now, Tang Yu had already sensed that Tang Ao's cultivation base was only at the peak of 9th level of life and death realm. He had yet to reach Astral Reaching Realm. Tang Ao abruptly chopped out with his axe, cleaving apart a giant spirit clan martial artist in front of him before continuing to escape. While Tang Ao was attacking this giant spirit clan martial artist, 7 or 8 attacks instantly landed on Tang Ao's battle Saint Bone Life Spirit, causing it to tremble and flicker. Chapter 21:31. However, these martial artists of the giant spirit clan did not intend to let Tang Ao go. They kept bombarding Tang Ao with their attacks, not giving him a chance to escape. Blue light flashed behind Tang Ao, and the green lotus sword soul was instantly summoned. Immediately, without any hesitation, the 4th sword of the 7 killing Sage Wei, 8 desolation sword chi, was instantly displayed. Thousands of sword chi crisscrossed, blocking all the attacks from behind Tang Ao. Tang Ao also seized this rare opportunity and immediately fled into the distance. But just as Tang Ao pulled away from the 10 martial artists of the giant spirit clan behind him and was about to use the primordial sacred heavenly bow to shoot these guys one by one, Tang Ao suddenly felt an unprecedented danger. Immediately, Tang Ao took out the Shinnon Cauldron. With a crisp dang sound, a huge palm print blasted on Tang Ao's Shinnon Cauldron. Tang Ao was hit hard in an instant and directly fell into the ruins from midair. Before Tang Ao could stabilize his body, Tang Ao immediately felt a terrifying suction coming from under the ruins. At this time, Tang Ao wanted to summon the Wind Thunder Dark Cloud to escape, but before the Wind Thunder Dark Cloud could be condensed, Tang Ao could no longer suppress the injuries in his body. With a burst of spiritual power disorder, Tang Ao directly fell into the depths of the ruins. With a thought, Tang Ao directly entered the chaotic hexagram mirror space. The 5 elements monster domain had more dangerous places than the black-yellow continent. Tang Ao was completely unfamiliar with this place, so Tang Ao had to be cautious. After entering the chaotic hexagram mirror space, Tang Ao smiled bitterly in his heart. Previously, Tang Ao was secretly glad that he discovered the secret of the Giant Spirit Clan by following the martial artists of the Giant Spirit Clan. Tang Ao did not expect that he would be followed by the martial artists of the Giant Spirit Clan not long after he was happy. Tang Ao immediately took out 2 pills and swallowed them. Then he sat cross-legged and adjusted his breathing. Previously, those first-level astral-reaching realm martial artists of the Giant Spirit Clan didn't cause much harm to Tang Ao. What truly injured Tang Ao was the last palm strike. Even with the Shinnon Cauldron and the Battle Sagebone Life Soul's defense, Tang Ao's meridians were still cracked by the palm. Within Tang Ao's body, the J-Bone Life Spirit was rapidly repairing Tang Ao's damaged meridians. The elixir Tang Ao had consumed also transformed into strands of pure medicinal energy, which swam around Tang Ao's body. Tang Ao was sure that if the Giant Spirit Clan's warriors had come half a step later, the Dragon Clan and the Phoenix Clan would have stopped and started to investigate the Giant Spirit Clan after he had explained everything to them. Unfortunately, the Giant Spirit Clan's warriors had arrived just in time, leaving Tang Ao no chance to explain the truth to the experts of the Dragon Clan and the Phoenix Clan. However, the more it was like this, the more Tang Ao suspected that the Giant Spirit Clan was doing something shameful. After an unknown period of time, Tang Ao felt the Primal Chaos 6 light mirror shake. Apparently, it had finally landed. Immediately, Tang Ao scanned out with his soul remembrance. Tang Ao discovered that his current location seemed to be an underground ruin. After scanning the Nether Ruin Forbidden Grounds, Tang Ao's expression immediately changed. The Nether Ruin Forbidden Grounds was 20,000 li under the ground. At this moment, Tang Ao also understood why the Primal Chaos 6 light mirror had only just landed. If it was just an ordinary 20,000 li under the ground, then Tang Ao could fly out with the help of the Wind Thunder Dark Cloud. However, there were powerful restrictions in the Nether Ruin Forbidden Grounds. Without special means, it would be very difficult to leave the Nether Ruin Forbidden Grounds. Tang Ao didn't know what special means Dragon Emperor Su was referring to. However, Tang Ao was sure that he most likely didn't have such special means. Chapter 2132 Clan Leader. Upon seeing the middle-aged man, the rest of the warriors from the giant being's clan bowed in greeting. The middle-aged man waved his hand casually. Let's go. I blasted this kid into the Nether Ruins Forbidden Zone. Even if he doesn't die, he won't be able to come out. The Dragon Clan and the Phoenix Clan might catch up to us, so we need to leave quickly. That Lord's plan is very likely to succeed, so we mustn't complicate matters at this time. On the battlefield in Beast King City, the Dragon Clan, the Phoenix Clan, and the other races retreated one after another, as usual. In the Dragon Clan's main hall, Ao Ming sat in the main seat. Below him were Tang Yu, Tang Hua, and the rest of the Dragon Clan. Do the two of you know the human warrior today? Ao Ming was not the strongest in the Dragon Clan, but he was the one with the highest seniority. The Dragon Clan had a long lifespan, and Ao Ming had lived for as long as 30,000 years. Great clan leader, the one who came today, is my big brother Tang Ao. Although big brother Tang Ao is from the human clan, he is definitely not someone that those evil human warriors can compare to. The crystal ball that big brother Tang Ao gave me today recorded something extraordinary. Everyone, please take a look. After saying that, Tang Yu gathered spiritual power in his hand, and the crystal ball's image appeared in front of everyone. After seeing the three human warriors attack the Silver Wolf Clan's holy son, a burly man from the five-clawed Golden Dragon Clan immediately said angrily, "These humans are indeed taking advantage of the chaos in our Beast King City. They are constantly attacking the holy sons of the various races to weaken our Demon Clan strength." I think, soon, the five-clawed Golden Dragon Clan warrior did not continue speaking. This was because in the image, the three human warriors did not immediately retreat after killing the Silver Wolf Clan's holy son. Instead, they deliberately waited for the Silver Wolf Clan's patriarch to discover them before leaving. Even a fool could tell that there was something wrong with this scene. As expected, everyone continued watching. Soon, everyone saw the three human race cultivators transform into giant spirit race cultivators. After seeing this, everyone immediately understood. Previously, when Tang Ao arrived at Beast King City, why was he immediately chased by the giant spirit race's cultivators? Since the giant spirit tribe was able to disguise themselves as humans to kill the holy disciples and frame the humans, then there's a high chance that the giant spirit tribe could disguise themselves as the dragon tribe and steal the phoenix tribe's sky-raising divine needle. As an old monster who had lived for tens of thousands of years, Ao Ming instantly figured out what was going on. The same scene was occurring in the phoenix tribe. Feng Juin tapped lightly on the armrest of the throne, thinking about something. A moment later, a Phoenix Clan martial artist walked into the hall. Yes, I have. That martial artist from before is called Tang Ao, a peak life and death realm martial artist. He appeared near Monolith City and Snow Cloud City. He's a friend of the Snow Cloud City's Snow Fox tribe. There's no need to say anymore. At this point, how could Feng Juin not know that he had been played by the Giant Spirit Clan's trash? Since the Giant Spirit race could impersonate human race martial artists, then the Giant Spirit race could also impersonate Dragon race martial artists. Previously, when the sky-raising divine needle was stolen, he was furious and neglected many problems. Now that Feng Juin had calmed down and thought about it, he immediately realized that someone was trying to incite a war between the Dragon tribe and the Phoenix tribe. In the Nether Ruins' Forbidden Ground, Tang Ao carefully came out of the Primal Chaos 6 light mirror after confirming that there was no danger in the surroundings. The moment Tang Ao came out, he immediately felt an ancient aura around him. At the same time, in the depths of the Nether Ruins, Tang Ao could feel a special fluctuation. Tang Ao immediately sent out his soul remembrance. Soon, Tang Ao shockingly discovered that there was a sky-piercing pillar in the depths of the Nether Ruins. On this sky-piercing pillar, there were 4 ancient words, sky-raising divine needle. Apart from that, a dragon tribe member was tied to the sky-raising divine needle, barely breathing. His blood was constantly being absorbed by the sky-raising divine needle, but it was also being repelled by the needle. Soon, Tang Ao sensed that something was wrong. After using the heavenly extreme pupils, he discovered that this person wasn't a dragon tribe martial artist, but a giant spirit race youth. The giant spirit race was one of the ancient clans. The strength of their bloodline was much stronger than the ordinary dragon tribe and phoenix tribe. This giant spirit race youth was clearly tied up here by someone who wanted to use his blood to force the sky-raising divine needle to recognize him as its master. However, although the giant spirit race's bloodline power was strong, in front of a divine item like the sky-raising divine needle, the giant spirit race's bloodline power wasn't enough. At this moment, this giant spirit race youth was at the end of his rope. Chapter 21:33. You are the holy son of the giant beings? Why are you here? Although Tang Ao wanted to save the young man, Tang Ao could not do anything at the moment. The young man's vitality was gone, and his soul was broken. If Tang Ao had extra Kunlun flowers, Tang Ao could try to save him. However, the only Kunlun flower that Tang Ao had was used by Tang Ao. Now, Tang Ao naturally did not have any Kunlun flowers to save him. It was Yutong. Yutong lied to me to steal the holy needle from the Phoenix clan. After I stole the holy needle, Yutong wanted to use me as a blood sacrifice to make the holy needle recognize me as its master. Because the Nether Ruins can hide the aura of the holy needle, so he put me here. The giant spirit clan's holy son spoke intermittently. After just a few sentences, his aura immediately weakened a lot. Yutong. Tang Ao was shocked. Tang Ao had heard of this name before. Strictly speaking, Yutong and Tang Ao were almost from the same generation. Although Tang Ao was the demon lord, Yutong was even more evil and demonic than Tang Ao. Yutong extracted the souls of millions of warriors to practice his evil martial arts. In the end, he was sealed by the major sections. Tang Ao did not know whether the Yutong that the holy son of the giant beings mentioned was the same name or the same person. Thinking of this, Tang Ao waved his hand. Immediately, an image appeared in front of Tang Ao. You're talking about Yutong. Is he here? This was a skinny young man with demonic eyes. Just a glance at him was enough to send shivers down one's spine. You know Yutong? Who are you? After seeing the image of Yutong, the young man from the giant beings trembled. Yutong's origin was too mysterious. Even the giant beings, not many people knew about Yutong. The deal between Yutong and the giant beings was that the giant beings would help Yutong break the seal, and Yutong would help the giant beings refine the Holy Needle. This was how the giant beings became the #1 race in the 5 elements demonic realm. However, no one had expected that Yutong's seal had been broken by himself. The giant beings had assassinated the holy sons of the demon clans to frame the human clan, so that the demon clans of the 5 elements demon region could attack the black-yellow continent. Seeing the young man's expression, Tang Ao immediately knew that the mastermind was indeed Yutong, who had been sealed by all the sects in the black-yellow continent 10,000 years ago. It was said that Tong had been sealed in an independent space outside the Black Tong, but somehow he had come to the 5 elements demonic realm. And now it seemed that he had broken the seal on Spectral a long time ago. Tong's Yutong. Yutong Tang, Yutong, Yutang Ao. Where? Son of Tong. Yutong Tang not. Where? Tang Tong Tang. Of Tian Tang Ao. When he raised his head, the soul of the giant being's saint had already disappeared. Tang Ao waved his hand and put away the crystal ball that recorded the scene. Then he threw out a fireball, burning the giant being's saint who was tied to the Holy Needle into ashes. The giant being's saint had followed a great demon like Yutong. Their saint had ended up like this, so he deserved it. Chapter 21:34. Tang Ao did not care whether the legends were true or not. What Tang Ao cared about was whether he could refine something that the Phoenix clan had not been able to refine for thousands of years. Treasures in the world belonged to those who were capable. The Phoenix clan had not been able to refine the Holy Needle for thousands of years, which meant that the Phoenix clan had not been recognized by the Holy Needle. In the 5 elements devil region, there was a saying that the demon clan had 3 artifacts. The first artifact was the Holy Needle, followed by the demon refining cauldron, and finally the demon slaying axe in Tang Ao's hand. Tang Ao had the demon slaying axe for a long time, and he was very comfortable with it. Therefore, facing the Holy Needle, Tang Ao was very excited. At the same time, Tang Ao was secretly happy. If he had not been chased by the giant beings, he would not have been able to come to the Nether Ruins, which was 20,000 miles underground. That way, he would not have known about Yutong's conspiracy, and he would not have met the Holy Needle. Now that he had met it, even if Tang Ao could not refine it, Tang Ao had to put the Holy Needle into the chaotic hexagram mirror space. As for giving it back to the Phoenix clan, that was absolutely impossible. The heaven-raising divine needle did not belong to the Phoenix clan in the first place. This kind of natural object naturally belonged to whoever obtained it. However, facing the Holy Needle, Tang Ao felt a little guilty. The Phoenix clan had obtained the Holy Needle for about 7,000 to 8,000 years. In the past 7,000 to 8,000 years, the Phoenix clan must have had countless talented disciples. Even so, the Phoenix clan had not refined the Holy Needle, and they had not been recognized by the Holy Needle. After Yutong had obtained the Holy Needle, he had even sacrificed the Holy Son of the giant beings. However, there was still no reaction from the Holy Needle. Although Tang Ao had not fought with Yutong in his previous life, Tang Ao did not dare to underestimate him. In his previous life, even when all the sects in the black-yellow continent worked together, they could only seal Yutong but not kill him. It was not hard to see how strong Yutong was. After calming his thoughts, Tang Ao began to size up the divine needle. There were 800 life soul runes engraved on the heaven-raising divine needle. These life souls were of varying grades. The highest grade had reached the 33rd heaven, while the lowest grade was only at the 1st heaven. After Tang Ao saw the 100 battle spear soul, he summoned it with a thought. Immediately, Tang Ao was shocked to discover that when the 100 battle spear soul approached the heaven-raising divine needle, the heaven-raising divine needle actually emitted a suction force, as if it wanted to suck the 100 battle spear soul into the heaven-raising divine needle. With a thought, Tang Ao released his control over the 100 battle spear soul. Immediately, Tang Ao saw the 100 battle spear soul being sucked into the heaven-raising spirit needle. After the 100 battle spear soul was absorbed into the sky-raising spiritual needle, Tang Ao immediately discovered that he had a weak connection with the sky-raising spiritual needle. Immediately, Tang Ao closed his eyes and felt it carefully. After that, Tang Ao's body shivered. At this moment, Tang Ao knew why the heaven-raising divine needle was so hard to refine. It was actually very easy to refine the heaven-raising divine needle. As long as the life soul runes on the heaven-raising divine needle could be guided into the corresponding life souls, one would be able to refine the heaven-raising divine needle. However, even though Tang Ao was at the peak of astral reaching realm level 9 in his previous life, he had only awakened 180 life souls. As a warrior's cultivation increased, so would his soul remembrance. Chapter 2135. At that moment, Tang Ao did not care too much. As long as the life souls in his soul, corresponded to the life souls on the divine needle, Tang Ao did not hesitate to release them. They were then sucked into the divine needle. As Tang Ao's life souls continued to pour in, Tang Ao felt that the connection between him and the divine needle was getting closer. Even when Tang Ao's thoughts changed, the divine needle would tremble slightly in response to Tang Ao. Tang Ao was overjoyed. At that moment, among the 300 life souls in Tang Ao's sea soul, 260 had been integrated into the divine needle. Looking at the more than 500 life souls that were still missing from the heaven-raising divine needle, Tang Ao sat down cross-legged. Concentrating, Tang Ao's psyche instantly solidified. After a while, Tang Ao felt the existence of the boundless world. This time, Tang Ao was not in a hurry to climb to the higher levels of the heaven domain. Instead, he started from the first level of the boundless world and searched for the corresponding life souls level by level. Every time he found a corresponding life soul, Tang Ao did not hesitate to communicate with it. In Beast King City, after knowing that the warriors of the giant beings were obstructing them, the battle between the Dragon and Phoenix clans and other experts had subsided. At that moment, the Dragon and Phoenix clans had sent some warriors to search for Tang Ao near the Nether Ruins. Without Tang Ao, the Dragon and Phoenix clans were bound to continue fighting, which would be an immeasurable loss to the Dragon and Phoenix clans. After learning that the warriors of the giant beings had disguised themselves as human warriors to kill the holy sons of the various demon clans, the experts of the various clans immediately went to the giant beings. However, they found that the giant beings were already empty. Tang Hua and Tang Yu had been searching near the Nether Ruins for half a month. During this time, there were often streams of light falling into the Nether Ruins. The streams of light were naturally the life souls that Tang Ao had awakened. Tang Er and Tang Yu had formed a blood contract with Tang Ao, so the two of them had already made contact with Tang Ao. However, Tang Ao told them not to make a sound and to wait for him above. Tang Ao didn't expect that the dragon kind and the phoenix kind would send people to save him after knowing the truth. However, at that moment, Tang Ao didn't wish to be saved at all. This was because Tang Ao had already lit up 500 of the life soul runes on the heaven-raising divine needle. At this point, Tang Ao knew that he could already refine the heaven-raising godly needle. But Tang Ao did not do so. Warriors with the 9 dragons, Emperor Jade body, would have a soul sea in their bodies. Within the soul sea, they could awaken countless life spirits. Tang Ao even suspected that this heaven-raising godly needle could only be used by warriors with the 9 dragons, Emperor Jade body. If not for the 9 dragons, Emperor Jade body, experts like the Shinong Emperor and Tang Ao's Master Yin Xiaoyao would only have awakened around 400 life souls, even if they cultivated to the chaotic sky realm. As time passed, more and more runes on the heaven-raising godly needle were lit up by Tang Ao. Streams of light continuously fell into the nether ruins, which naturally attracted a lot of people's attention. However, they didn't pay attention to it for long before turning their gazes elsewhere. Everyone knew that there were treasures in the nether ruins, but even astral-reaching experts didn't dare to rashly enter. Chapter 2136. The last warrior to come out of the nether ruins was the current Phoenix Clan leader, Feng Jiuyin. The Phoenix Clan was naturally good at flying. In addition, Feng Jiuyin's cultivation was not weak, so he could come out of the nether ruins. Apart from the three of them, none of the experts that entered the nether ruins came out alive. Therefore, when they saw the continuous light falling into the nether ruins, everyone knew that something must have happened in the nether ruins. However, due to the special nature of the nether ruins, even if a treasure really appeared in the nether ruins, it had nothing to do with them. Therefore, even the warriors of the Dragon Clan and the Phoenix Clan, who were searching for Tang Ao, only took a look at it at first and then did not pay too much attention. What is Tang Ao doing down there? Tang Hua pouted and sat on a smooth boulder. She looked at the light falling into the nether ruins from the sky. Her big watery eyes were full of doubt. Big brother should be cultivating down there. It's easy to go down to the nether ruins, but it's not so easy to come up. I wonder if Big Brother has a way to come up. Compared to the silly Tang Hua, Tang Yu's eyes flashed with anxiety. The nether ruins was filled with the aura of the netherworld. If one stayed in the nether ruins for a long time, the body of a warrior would be corroded by the aura of the netherworld. In the nether ruins, after awakening another life soul, Tang Ao listened. Now, Tang Ao had awakened 796 life souls. As for the remaining 4 life souls, there was nothing that Tang Ao could do at the moment, because the last 4 life souls were above the 30th heaven. Even so, Tang Ao was very happy. This was because after fusing so many life souls into the heaven-raising divine needle, Tang Ao and the heaven-raising divine needle had a close connection. With a thought from Tang Ao, the heaven-raising needle shone brightly. Immediately, the heaven-raising needle trembled and shrank rapidly. Before long, it turned into an iron rod standing in front of Tang Ao. Tang Ao waved his hand, and the heaven-raising needle flew over. Feeling the powerful aura flowing on the heaven-raising divine needle, Tang Ao was extremely excited. At that moment, Tang Ao gripped the heaven-raising divine needle tightly with both hands, and then suddenly swept out with the rod. A terrifying force swept out from the heaven-raising divine needle. Nearly 100 meters in front of Tang Ao, the broken stone pillars and rubble were all turned into powder by Tang Ao's strike. Good treasure. Immediately, Tang Ao praised it generously. Then, Tang Ao thought about it and decided to call it the heaven-raising rod from now on. The heaven-raising rod could clearly be used as a weapon like the demon-slaying axe. After fusing 796 life souls into the heaven-raising rod, although Tang Ao hadn't refined it, he already had a telepathic connection with it. With a thought, the heaven-raising rod flashed and transformed into the size of an embroidery needle in Tang Ao's hand. Following that, Tang Ao began refining the heaven-raising rod. To Tang Ao's surprise, compared to treasures like the Shinnon Cauldron and the primordial sacred sky bow, the heaven-raising rod only had one layer of restrictions. Furthermore, after Tang Ao began refining it, Tang Ao realized that it was very easy to refine the restriction. Chapter 2137. After an hour, Tang Ao had thoroughly refined the sky-raising godly needle. After Tang Ao refined the needle, the suppressive aura of the needle instantly disappeared. Immediately after, Tang Ao was astonished to see countless nether auras sweeping towards him from all directions. Seeing this nether aura, Tang Ao somewhat understood why the nether ruins was a forbidden area. This kind of dense nether aura was something that even astral-reaching experts might not be able to endure. Under this kind of dense nether aura for a long time, one would definitely be corroded and assimilated by this dense nether aura. However, this was only for others. Tang Ao possessed the underworld emperor's inheritance and had awakened the underworld life spirit. This kind of nether aura was simply nothing to Tang Ao. As the nether aura assaulted him, Tang Ao directly summoned the underworld life spirit. Then, as if finding an outlet, the devastating nether aura unexpectedly converged towards the underworld gate. With a thought from Tang Ao, the underworld gate also gradually opened a crack. Then, Tang Ao saw countless nether auras rushing over from the nether ruins. This nether aura completely ignored Tang Ao and entered the underworld gate. At this moment, the nether aura was like a river bursting its banks, gushing towards the underworld gate. After devouring so much nether aura, Tang Ao felt that the aura of the underworld life spirit seemed to have increased a bit. This made Tang Ao very happy. Although with Tang Ao's current cultivation base, he still couldn't bring out the full power of the underworld life spirit. Tang Ao's cultivation base was unceasingly increasing. In the near future, Tang Ao would certainly be able to completely control the underworld life spirit. Very soon, Tang Ao discovered that at the same time the underworld life spirit's strength increased, the underworld life spirit also began to nourish an extremely pure spiritual power to Tang Ao. Although he hadn't used immortal spirit chi to cultivate, Tang Ao was sure that this spiritual chi wasn't immortal spirit chi, but still belonged to the category of spiritual chi. However, the purity of this spiritual chi was even purer than the spiritual chi gathered by Tang Ao using spirit gathering arrays and supreme grade spirit stones. Under the cleansing of this pure spiritual power, Tang Ao's aura continued to rise. Tang Ao was overjoyed. He had been waiting for an opportunity to advance to the astral reaching realm for a long time, and this opportunity had finally arrived. Tang Ao immediately sat down cross-legged without any distractions, and the mysterious heaven method instantly started circulating the meridians in his body. Under the cleansing of the pure spiritual power, the spiritual power in Tang Ao's spirit C began to circulate. At this moment, the total amount of spiritual energy in Tang Ao's body seemed to be decreasing, but only Tang Ao knew that his spiritual energy had been condensed to the limit. This kind of spirit power density was something that Tang Ao had never achieved even when he was at peak level 9 astral reaching realm in his previous life. Buzz! At some point, the aura on Tang Ao's body suddenly shook. Then, the nether aura that kept surging in from the surroundings was blown away by the aura on Tang Ao's body for a moment, and only after a long while did it condense again. Right then, Tang Ao opened his eyes with surprise. He had reached the first level of astral reaching realm. Without using the star-breaking pellet, he managed to reach the first level astral reaching realm. After the Xianwang world was shattered, Tang Ao was still the first. Chapter 2138. It's time to go out. Tang Ao raised his head and glanced upward. Above his head was a space passage that extended beyond the horizon. Although this spatial passageway was very dark, one could see the starlight falling from the sky above their heads. After recultivating in this life, he had experienced too many things. At this moment, he had finally returned to the astral reaching realm. Tang Ao waved his sleeve and put away the underworld life spirit. Because of the 9 dragons' Emperor Jade body, it was very difficult for Tang Ao to increase his realm. However, each time Tang Ao increased his realm, his strength would rise sharply. At this moment, an ordinary first-level astral-reaching expert would be like an ant in front of Tang Ao. Facing the 10 first-level astral-reaching realm martial artists from the Giant Spirit Clan, once again, Tang Ao could easily kill those 10 first-level astral-reaching realm martial artists. Bang! The aura on Tang Ao's body shook, and the wind thunderdark cloud beneath his feet flickered with lightning. Then, Tang Ao's figure turned into a purple-black light, soaring 90,000 li. The forbidden space restriction in the nether ruin, which made countless people's faces turn pale, was nothing but a decoration in front of Tang Ao. Bang! Bang! Kacha! Kacha! Tang Ao's figure continued to expand. These restrictions that had existed for tens of thousands of years shattered one after another. Although these restrictions quickly repaired themselves after being shattered, Tang Ao's figure had long since disappeared. Above the nether ruin, the Dragon Clan and Phoenix Clan martial artists who had come to search for Tang Ao had already left after several months without finding Tang Ao. At this moment, only Tang Yu and Tang Hoa were still waiting above the nether ruin. Tang Yu's body was covered in a blue robe. His eyes were faintly closed as he sat cross-legged on a huge rock, cultivating. Tang Hoa was gnawing on a roasted chicken. Tang Yu was somewhat helpless. His sister Hoa could eat so much, but why didn't she grow taller? Back then, when Tang Yu saw Tang Hoa next to Tang Ao, she looked exactly like this. After so many years, she hadn't changed at all. Brother Yu, a long time no see. As the two were still quietly waiting, a purple light suddenly soared into the sky, releasing a disdainful aura. All the demonic beasts within 10,000 li revealed expressions of submission and fear. Big brother. Tang Yu immediately stood and excitedly walked toward Tang Ao. Tang was like an octopus as she jumped onto Tang Ao. Ha, not bad, not bad. You guys didn't slack off even after parting in Underworld Emperor's secret realm. Now you guys are already at Astral Reaching Realm. Haha, not bad, not bad. Ever since we parted ways in the Underworld Emperor's secret realm, the two of you didn't slack off. Now, you've both reached Astral Reaching Realm. Smelly Tang Ao, did you forget about us? It's been so long since you came looking for us. Although Tang Hoa was being hugged by Tang Ao like a child, she was still somewhat angry as she curled her lips. Ha ha! Seeing Tang Hua's adorable appearance, Tang Ao couldn't help but laugh. Tang Yu still wanted to say something, but his expression suddenly changed. Just like Tang Yu, Tang Hua had also received an urgent message. What happened? Seeing Tang Yu's expression, Tang Ao spoke with a calm tone. And Tang Ao's expression also infected Tang Yu and Tang Hua, calming their previously anxious state of mind. Chapter 2139. Yutong can't sit still anymore. Good timing. On the contrary, after hearing the news, Tang Ao was not as nervous as Tang Yu and Tang Hua. After reaching the first level of the Astral Reaching Realm, Tang Ao was extremely confident. Right now, Feng Juin, Black Prison Dragon Emperor, Purple Void Dragon Emperor, and other top warriors of the Beast Race are working together to fight against Yutong and the warriors of the Giant Spirit Clan, but they are still losing. Tang Yu did not think about how Tang Ao knew about Yutong. He only told Tang Ao everything he knew. Let's go and have a look. Tang Ao nodded and put Tang Hua down. With a roll of spiritual power, he had already taken Tang Yu and Tang Hua away, turning into a beam of purple light and disappearing into the sky. Regarding the Beast King tomb, Tang Ao had heard a little about it. It was rumored that this place was the burial place of the previous Beast Kings, and there were remnant souls of the Beast Kings inside. Yutong's martial art was based on devouring soul power. Once he devoured the remnant souls of the powerful Beast Kings, it would be a disaster for the 5 elements Beast Realm and the surrounding black-yellow continent, ice-snow plain, and even the Flying Star continent. Therefore, this time, Tang Ao had to rush over and kill Yutong. Otherwise, if Yutong really devoured the remnant souls of the previous Beast Kings, Tang Ao estimated that he might not be Yutong's opponent now. Right then, the Beast King city had already turned into ruins. In the battle between the warriors in Yutong and the warriors of the Giant Spirit Clan, there was not a single place in the city that was left unscathed. At this moment, nearly 30 astral-reaching realm warriors were surrounding a purple-haired young man in a black robe. This purple-haired young man had purple eyes and a skinny body. His purple eyes were extremely demonic. Every time he attacked, there would be an astral-reaching realm warrior falling in his hands. Facing such a warrior, even Purple Void Dragon Emperor and Black Prison Dragon Emperor had to temporarily put down their grudges and fight together. This time, Black Prison Dragon Emperor's closed-door training to reach the 5th level of the astral-reaching realm still did not succeed. But he knew that in another 100 years, he would definitely be able to reach the 5th level of the astral-reaching realm. Unfortunately, this incident happened too suddenly, so he had no choice but to leave seclusion in advance. Right then, Dragon Emperor Su's injuries had not completely recovered, and his cultivation base had only recovered to the 3rd level of the astral-reaching realm. However, with half of the Purple Gold Dragon tribe dead, he had no choice but to come out of seclusion. But even with the help of old fogies like him and the Black Prison Dragon Emperor, they still couldn't do anything to this purple-eyed youth. The purple-eyed young man called himself Yutong, but no one knew where he came from. He was only at the 3rd level of the astral-reaching realm, but he was able to fight against all of the astral-reaching realm warriors of the 5 Elements Beast region. Moreover, the souls of the martial artists he killed were completely devoured by him. As the number of souls he devoured increased, the purple-eyed youth's strength became more and more terrifying. In the Beast King tomb, there were remnant souls of past Beast Kings. Many of these Beast Kings were ancient existences, and their cultivation had even surpassed the astral-reaching realm. If these beast souls were devoured by the purple-eyed youth, it would definitely be a disaster for the 5 Elements demon territory. Is this all the 5 Elements demonic territory has? A bunch of ants, get out of my way. I don't want to waste my time here. Yutong's purple hair fluttered in the wind. This person was extremely demonic. More and more astral-reaching realm warriors were rushing over from afar, but there were also astral-reaching realm warriors being killed by Yutong. From the start of the battle until now, the number of astral-reaching realm warriors killed by Yutong was no less than 20. Chapter 2140. However, Yutong did not know that the top experts in the Black-Yellow continent were still a level lower than the 5 Elements demonic region. However, he had been sealed for too long. The information he knew was obviously out of touch. Blood Sea Endless Net. Yutong did not plan to waste any more time with these people. According to his original plan, the Dragon race and Phoenix race should be gathering the beasts to invade the Black-Yellow continent. Then, he would come and get the remnant soul of the ancient Beast King. But now, these idiots from the Giant Spirit race had exposed his plan. He could only use this method to get the remnant soul of the Beast King. At that moment, the sky changed color. The entire Beast King city was covered in a blood sea. Within this blood sea, countless bone claws reached out, grabbing all the powerful beasts into the blood sea. All of a sudden, the Beast King city was filled with endless screams. A bone claw reached out and grabbed at Fairy Hongyun, whom Tang Ao had seen in the 100 Taste house. Fairy Hongyun was shocked. She threw a ball of pink flame at the bone claw. However, this ball of flame that could burn a normal astral-reaching realm martial artist into ashes could not do anything to this bone claw. With a scream, Hongyun was about to be grabbed into the blood sea. However, at that moment, a green light flew over from afar. The speed of this green light was beyond Hongyun's imagination. She saw it from afar, but now it had already cut off the bone claw that was grabbing at her. After the bone claw was cut off, Hongyun hesitated. She suddenly stood up and bowed to a figure not far away from her. Junior Hongyun, thank you for saving me, Senior. Hongyun knew how powerful that bone claw was. Even her red flower fire could not do anything to it. However, it was cut off by this person with a single sword chi. Hongyun secretly estimated that this person's cultivation might be even higher than the Black Prison Dragon Emperor. Hongyun did not expect that there would be such a powerful expert in the 5 Elements demonic region. However, at that moment, Hongyun's eyes suddenly froze. A hand actually held her chin frivolously and lifted her head up. "Miss Hong Yun, we meet again." Ha ha. Looking at Hong Yun's murderous gaze, Tang Ao felt that it was rather interesting and withdrew his hand. Soon after, his figure moved and disappeared in an instant. Hong Yun was stunned looking at the direction where Tang Ao disappeared. She didn't expect that the young man of the human clan she met in the byway house that day was so strong. When she saw that it was Tang Ao, Hong Yun was so shocked that she forgot what Tang Ao had just done to her. When Yutong was about to use the Nether Blood Sea to kill all the Demon Clan warriors, a terrifying aura suddenly appeared in Yutong's soul psyche. Dragon Emperor Zisu and the others also felt this powerful aura. After feeling this powerful aura, Dragon Emperor Zisu was elated. Dragon Emperor Zisu did not expect there to be such a powerful being among the demons. However, in the next moment, Dragon Emperor Zisu's expression changed. This was because this aura felt familiar to him. Very soon, when Tang Ao appeared in front of Yutong, Dragon Emperor Zisu was speechless. It had only been a short while since they last met, but Tang Ao's cultivation had already grown to such a level. Chapter 2141. I did not expect there to be a powerful warrior like you in the Five Elements demonic region. If you follow me, the whole Five Elements demonic region will be yours in the future. Tang Ao recognized Yutong, but Yutong could not recognize Tang Ao. In his previous life, Tang Ao and Yutong did not have much interaction. Although the demon lord Tang Ao's reputation was not smaller than Yutong's, the two had nothing to do with each other. Moreover, compared to Tang Ao in his previous life, Tang Ao had changed too much. Therefore, Yutong thought that Tang Ao was only a powerful human warrior with great talent. Cut the bullshit. Tang Ao did not bother to talk to Yutong. Yutong could easily swallow millions of souls in his previous life. Even after being sealed for tens of thousands of years, his nature had not changed. If this guy stayed, it would be a disaster to the Five Elements demonic region and the surrounding continents. Right now was the best time for Tang Ao to kill Yutong. There was no way Tang Ao would let him go. The ignorant are fearless. Seeing Tang Ao's attitude, Yutong waved his hand. A huge hand surrounded by purple chi fell from the sky, grabbing toward Tang Ao. A golden light flashed on Tang Ao's body, and the battle Saint Bone Life spirit protected his body. Then, Tang Ao threw out a punch. A huge golden fist clashed with Yutong's purple palm print. All of a sudden, waves of powerful and horrifying spiritual power flew everywhere. Under such a huge impact, normal first-level astral reaching realm warriors even felt that they could not breathe. After reaching the astral reaching realm, these warriors considered themselves powerful warriors. However, it was not until this moment that they realized what a real powerful warrior was. In the air, the battle between Tang Ao and Yutong continued to explode. It was impossible to see Tang Ao and Yutong's bodies clearly. However, waves of horrifying vibrations spread out, letting everyone know that if they were in the middle of the battle, they could die at any time. Yuang's seal. Yutong took a step forward and took out a black jade seal with ancient runes engraved on it. As soon as this jade seal appeared, Tang Ao felt as if the spiritual power in his body was being suppressed. Even the raging spiritual power in the surroundings was completely dispersed. The surrounding people also saw the scene in the center of the battle. At that moment, both Tang Ao and Yutong's aura were fluctuating. Obviously, the battle just now was not easy for both of them. At that moment, Yutong seemed to win the battle. The black jade seal floating in front of Yutong made everyone feel suffocated. Those weaker cultivators who had not retreated far felt as if their chest had been hammered by a giant hammer, and they were sent flying back while vomiting blood. At this moment, everyone saw that Tang Ao's expression had turned solemn. Soon, Tang Ao sat cross-legged in the void. Immediately, Everyone was shocked to see streaks of life spirits flying out of Tang Ao's body. In a short while, almost 800 life spirits appeared behind Tang Ao. One person could awaken so many life spirits. Not only the experts of the demon race, even Yutong was shocked. Very soon, Yutong seemed to have thought of something. Yutong was no longer there and instantly pressed the Yuang seal down on Tang Ao. However, at that moment, the godly pillar appeared in front of Tang Ao, and the Yuang seal's aura was instantly blocked by the godly pillar. Immediately, Tang Ao's 796 life spirits merged into the godly pillar. Oh my god, it's the godly pillar. Someone can really use the godly pillar. Why is the godly pillar in his hands? When the demons saw the godly pillar, they were overwhelmed with emotions. However, Feng Jiuyin and the Black Prison Dragon Emperor had a sinister look in their eyes. At this moment, the two of them looked at each other and nodded. Suppress. Although Yutong was shocked that Tang Ao had used the godly pillar, Yutong still waved his hand and pressed the Yuang seal towards Tang Ao mercilessly. Suddenly, a terrifying force descended from the sky. It was as if an unshakable mountain was pressing down on Tang Ao. Under the mountain, Tang Ao found it difficult to even breathe. However, Tang Ao's eyes narrowed. He immediately held the godly pillar with both hands and attacked the Yuang seal. Break! Tang Ao roared. Boundless, terrifying force was released from the godly pillar. Then, the godly pillar and the Yuang seal collided. A terrifying aura instantly burst out, and a terrifying wave of spiritual energy spread in all directions. Chapter 2142. At this moment, a blade light from the Yuang seal pierced through Tang Ao's body. Tang Ao spat out a mouthful of blood. However, Tang Ao did not care about his injuries. Yutong was already heavily injured, so it was the best time to kill him. However, at this moment, a strong spatial wave suddenly wrapped around Yutong, and he disappeared in front of Tang Ao. Damn! Space-breaking spell. It was not the first time Tang Ao had seen this kind of spatial wave. Feng Yao had also used the space-breaking spell to escape. Even though Tang Ao's cultivation had reached the astral-reaching realm, Tang Ao still could not stop Yutong from using the space-breaking spell to escape, unless Tang Ao had some kind of top-grade space-sealing treasure. Unfortunately, although Tang Ao had a lot of treasures, Tang Ao did not have such a treasure. Since Tang Ao had this kind of space-sealing treasure, if Tang Ao did not use it in advance, Yutong could still escape after using the space-breaking spell. Yutong was a huge threat to the Five Elements demonic region and even the Black-Yellow continent. Now that Yutong had escaped with heavy injuries, Tang Ao could only sigh in his heart. However, before Tang Ao could sigh, Tang Ao immediately felt two cold, murderous intents rushing towards him from behind. One of them came from Feng Jiuyin, and the other from Black Prison Dragon Emperor. Whether it was Black Prison Dragon Emperor or Feng Jiuyin, they had been drooling over the heaven-raising godly needle for a long time. Now that they saw someone who could use it, they would not let Tang Ao go. Since Tang Ao could awaken 800 life spirits, it meant that Tang Ao was hiding some secret. As long as they knew this secret, they could also awaken 800 life spirits to refine the heaven-raising godly needle. As for who the heaven-raising godly needle would belong to after killing Tang Ao, it would depend on their own abilities. Black Hell, Feng Jiuyin, what are you guys doing? Dragon Emperor Zisu, who had reacted, said angrily. As he spoke, Zisu's powerful aura surged towards Feng Jiuyin and the Black Hell Dragon Emperor. However, Feng Jiuyin clearly knew how powerful Tang Ao was. Now that Tang Ao was injured, the two of them wanted to kill Tang Ao no matter what. This was because the Black Hell Dragon Emperor and the Black Hell Dragon Emperor ignored Zisu Dragon Emperor's attack and continued to attack Tang Ao. Terrifying spiritual power surged in the air. Countless demon clan martial artists below looked at this scene in disbelief. Tang Ao had helped the demon clan fight against Yutong. He was now the demon clan's hero and benefactor. However, the Phoenix tribe leader Feng Jiuyin and the Black Prison Dragon Emperor had actually attacked Tang Ao when he was injured. Big brother! Tang Yu also roared angrily. He immediately reverted to his dark glacial dragon form and pounced towards the Black Prison Dragon Emperor. Wong! At this moment, Tang Ao also attacked. Tang Ao made a hand seal, and the heaven-raising godly needle instantly flew out from Tang Ao's hand. It then turned into 1,000 zhang long and stood in front of Tang Ao. The Black Prison Dragon Emperor and Feng Jiuyin's attacks landed on the heaven-raising godly needle. However, the heaven-raising godly needle did not move at all. Tang Ao snorted coldly. He directly passed the heaven-raising godly needle and swung the demon-slaying axe in his hand towards Feng Jiuyin. Feng Jiuyin had not recovered from the shock of the heaven-raising godly needle. Now that Tang Ao had swung his axe, how could Feng Jiuyin block it? Chapter 21:43. The Black Prison Dragon Emperor was indeed ferocious just now, but after seeing Feng Jiuyin killed by Tang Ao with one axe swing, Feng Jiuyin immediately felt fear. He was indeed stronger than Feng Jiuyin, but he knew that he would not be able to kill Feng Jiuyin in one move. Therefore, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor knew that he was wrong this time, completely wrong. Even though he had fought with Yutong, Tang Ao was not at the end of his rope. At this moment, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor even suspected that Tang Ao was not injured at all. But now was not the time for the Black Prison Dragon Emperor to think too much, because Dragon Emperor Z, Su, and Tang Yu's attacks had already arrived. The Black Prison Dragon Emperor suddenly punched out, and a black dragon roared angrily as it charged towards Dragon Emperor Z, Su, and Tang Yu. Oomph! Dragon Emperor Z, Su snorted coldly, and rays of purple runes blossomed in his hands. Immediately, a golden ring appeared in front of Dragon Emperor Z, Su, carrying a boundless aura as it charged towards the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's black dragon. Boom! At the moment of collision, chaotic spiritual power flew everywhere, and the powerful aura caused many weaker demonic martial artists to vomit blood as they retreated. The Black Prison Dragon Emperor was indeed the strongest of the demonic martial artists. Even when facing Dragon Emperor Z, Su, and Tang Yu, he was not at a disadvantage at all. If not for his fear of Tang Ao, no one would doubt that the Black Prison Dragon Emperor could kill Tang Yu and Dragon Emperor Z, Su. Just as the Black Prison Dragon Emperor was about to claw at Tang Yu, a scarlet fireball descended from the sky like a comet, directly attacking towards the Black Prison Dragon Emperor. The Black Prison Dragon Emperor could not care less about attacking Tang Yu, and immediately retreated, avoiding Tang Huo'er's exploding fireball. After avoiding Tang Huo'er's fireball, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor did not even have time to rejoice before an extreme sense of danger surged in his heart. After cultivating to astral reaching level 4, he did not have such a feeling even when facing Dragon Emperor Zisu. This was the aura of death. Run. This was the only thought in the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's mind. Tang Ao waved the green lotus sword in his hand. Suddenly, the whole world was filled with a murderous sword intent. This sword intent was bleak and cold, as if it was lamenting the sadness and desolation of the world. At this moment, various scenes appeared in the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's mind. He saw the beginning of his cultivation, saw countless peers fall on the path of martial arts, saw countless ups and downs, glory and disgrace. At this moment, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor couldn't help but wonder if such a day would come for him. He encountered a shackle in his martial arts cultivation, and after that, he was unable to make any progress. Hundreds of thousands of years later, his lifespan was exhausted, and he died a miserable death. That's not right. However, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor was a proud son of the Black Dragon tribe. Being able to cultivate to this stage meant that he was no ordinary person. Very quickly, the Black-Held Dragon Emperor felt a cool aura radiate out in all directions, following which the black-held Dragon Emperor instantly broke free from Tang Ao's Windy Wind massacre state. What was his cultivation? Naturally, it was undying longevity. On the path of cultivation, every step was a struggle for survival. Those who died could only be said to have bad luck. The rise and fall of the great tribes were merely a cycle of karma. Thinking of this, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's body shook, and a pitch-black palm print pounced towards Tang Ao's Windy Wind massacre sword chi. Chapter 2144. Tang Ao's sword did not stop, and countless lightning bolts flashed in all directions. At this moment, Tang Ao was like a god of lightning that controlled thousands of lightning bolts from the nine heavens. These countless lightning bolts gathered on the Green Lotus Sword, and gradually, the Green Lotus Sword in Tang Ao's hand turned into a raging lightning dragon. As the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's palm whistled towards them, the lightning dragon in Tang Ao's hand roared towards the sky and immediately pounced towards the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's palm with an invincible aura. At this moment, the Black Dragon palm let out a dragon's roar, and black gas rolled, turning into a black dragon. Boom, boom, boom. Kacha, kacha. The violent spiritual power directly exploded in midair, and cracks instantly appeared in the surrounding space. This was definitely not an illusion, but under the attacks of Tang Ao and the Black Prison Dragon Emperor, the surrounding space could not take it anymore. At this moment, everyone knew that the Black Prison Dragon Emperor did not use his full strength in the battle with Yutong. If the Black Prison Dragon Emperor had used his full strength, then even if Tang Ao did not come, Yutong would not be able to enter the Beast King's tomb today. However, no one dared to criticize the Black Prison Dragon Emperor. As the strongest in the Five Elements Demon Domain, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor could do whatever he wanted in the Five Elements Demon Domain. Nethery, let's go and help Big Brother Tang Ao. Tang Hua looked at the battle between Tang Ao and the Black Prison Dragon Emperor and was worried. Right now, Tang Ao looked very normal. However, Tang Hua and Tang Ao had signed a blood contract. Therefore, Tang Hua naturally knew that Tang Ao had been seriously injured. When Yutong escaped previously, he also used the seal of the Serene King to injure Tang Ao. Moreover, Tang Ao had used up a lot of his spiritual power in the battle with Yutong. After summoning 800 life spirits to use the godly raising needle, Tang Ao had used up more than half of his soul will and spiritual power. Because of this, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor was now fighting with Tang Ao. However, Tang Hua knew that Tang Ao's situation was not optimistic. It was not easy to prolong the battle. All right, Sister Hua. Tang had always listened to Tang Hua's words. Although Tang Hua still looked like a child, her combat power and judgment of the situation were far superior to Tang Yu's. Boom! At this moment, there was another violent explosion in mid-air. Tang Ao's lightning dragon and the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's black dragon instantly turned into violent spiritual power, pouring out in all directions. The terrifying spiritual pressure directly caused several life and death realm warriors to spit out arrows of blood. The Black-held Dragon Emperor originally wanted to escape, but after exchanging a few blows with Tang Ao, the Black-held Dragon Emperor realized that Tang Ao's strength was all an act. The reason why Feng Jiuyin was killed by Tang Ao's axe was not because Tang Ao was really that strong, but because Feng Jiuyin was scared out of his wits by Tang Ao. When Tang Ao used the beheading demon axe to chop him, Feng Jiuyin simply did not think of resisting, but only thought of escaping. Because of this, Feng Jiuyin was directly chopped to death by Tang Ao's axe. If Feng Jiuyin did not escape just now, then he and Feng Jiuyin would have joined forces and Tang Ao would definitely die. Chapter 2145. The moment the halberd appeared, the surrounding space seemed to darken. The Black Prison Dragon Emperor waved his halberd, and a 10,000 zhang halberd radiance swept across the void. Even the space between the two of them started to crack. The Black Halberd was extraordinary to be able to have such power in a single strike. Li, the Green Lotus sword in Tang Ao's hand, suddenly let out a soft cry. Immediately, Tang Ao's figure flashed, and he charged towards the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's halberd light. The Green Lotus sword in Tang Ao's hand did not move. In an instant, countless sword chi flew out from Tang Ao's Green Lotus sword. These sword chi converged to form a beautiful sword chi phoenix that charged towards the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's halberd light. Rumble. Suddenly, spiritual power exploded and the space trembled. The sword chi phoenix of a Nine Heavens phoenix and the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's halberd light collided and broke at the same time. This time, Tang Ao did not stop, and he continued to attack the Black Prison Dragon Emperor. At the same time, the Green Lotus sword in Tang Ao's hand let out a sword hum, and a domineering sword was swept out. Tang Ao suddenly swung his sword. The Black Prison Dragon Emperor's halberd swept across, and numerous halberd light streaked across the sky. However, under Tang Ao's sweeping sword intent, these halberd lights actually shattered into pieces. This was Tang Ao's strongest strike so far. Just as the Black Prison Dragon Emperor thought, Tang Ao was indeed at the end of his rope after fighting with Yutong. Especially when Yutong used the Serene King seal on Tang Ao at the end, Tang Ao could barely suppress the injuries in his body. Hence, if the Black Prison Dragon Emperor did not retreat, Tang Ao would be in trouble. Seeing that Tang Ao could still unleash such a strike, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor was shaken again. If Tang Ao was truly an arrow at the end of its flight, Tang Ao would still be able to wield a sword that could sweep through the heavens. Feeling the countless sword chi pouring towards him, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor hesitated, and a space-breaching talisman appeared in his hand. Seeing the space-breaching talisman, Tang Ao was overjoyed. The Green Lotus sword disappeared, and Tang Ao took out the primordial Sacred Heavens bow. Without any hesitation, Tang Ao channeled all his remaining spiritual power into the primordial Sacred Heavens bow. The spiritual power around Tang Ao was instantly attracted by the primordial Sacred Heavens bow and surged into it. Immediately, the Black-Held Dragon Emperor felt a sharp, killing intent lock onto him. At this moment, the Black-Held Dragon Emperor's body rippled and his body started to fade. But at this moment, Tang Ao released his hand, and the Black Heaven arrow shot towards the Black-Held Dragon Emperor like a meteor. Boom! A golden primordial Sacred Heavens arrow instantly pierced through the Black Prison Dragon Emperor's body, and he was teleported away. The moment he left, the Black Prison Dragon Emperor saw a scene that made him want to vomit blood. After Tang Ao shot the arrow, Tang Ao's internal injuries finally erupted. Tang Ao spat out a mouthful of blood, and his aura instantly weakened. Tang He of the Burning Flame True Dragon Tribe dragged him towards the territory of the Burning Flame True Dragon Tribe. At this time, how could the Black Prison Dragon Emperor not understand that Tang Ao was really at his limit? If he had been more decisive and stayed behind, even if he had to take Tang Ao's arrow, he could still kill Tang Ao today. As long as he could kill Tang Ao, he could obtain the godly pillar and the secret of Tang Ao awakening 800 fate spirits. Unfortunately, he was too cautious at the last moment. Chapter 2146. Among them, the Ice Dragon clan had suffered heavy losses. Even their leader had died in battle. Under everyone's recommendation, Purple Void Dragon Emperor became the 26th Beast King. Although Yutong had escaped, the Giant Spirit clan was his accomplice. After his escape, the Giant Spirit clan was chased by the various demonic clans. After a few days, there was not a single Giant Spirit clan member in the entire Five Elements demonic realm. In this battle, many demonic clans had fallen and were immediately devoured by the surrounding demonic clans. After Yutong and the Black Prison Dragon Emperor used the space-breaking spell to escape, the demonic clan's battle did not stop. Instead, it became more and more intense. In the end, Purple Void Dragon Emperor ordered that no life and death realm martial artists of any race were allowed to attack within 100 years. Otherwise, they would be killed immediately. Only then did the demonic clan's battle gradually stop. This time, the Five Elements demonic realm had lost more than 30 astral-reaching realm martial artists. This was a huge loss for the Five Elements demonic realm. It should be known that there were many other planes around the Five Elements demonic realm. As the number of Five Elements demonic realm's top experts decreased, the surrounding continents became more dangerous to the Five Elements demonic realm. At this moment, Tang Ao was recuperating in a volcano hot spring of the burning flame True Dragon Clan. It had been 3 months since the battle with Yutong, and Tang Ao's injuries had finally recovered completely. When Yutong used the Serene King Seal to attack Tang Ao, it had directly cracked Tang Ao's Spirit Sea. Fortunately, the current Tang Ao was no longer the same as before. After 3 months of rest, Tang Ao's injuries had finally recovered completely. Tang Ao opened his eyes and saw Tang Hua sitting at the side, chewing on a chicken leg. Tang Ao smiled helplessly. After so many years, this Tang Hua was still a little foodie. However, compared to before, the current Tang Hua was much smarter. In that situation, Tang Hua was right to take him away. At that time, he had exposed too many treasures. Sky-raising godly needle, primordial sacred sky bow, demon beheading axe. Any one of these items could make countless people drool. Under such circumstances, if a demon clan expert had bad intentions and tried to rob him, Tang Ao would not be able to resist at all. It could be imagined that as long as one person took the lead, countless people would follow. How is the situation in the Five Elements Beastkin realm now? After slowly exhaling a breath of turbid air, Tang Ao immediately asked, "Big brother, all the demon clans have elected Dragon Emperor Su as the new demon king of the demon clan." There was a huge battle after Yutong escaped, but Dragon Emperor Su has banned all life and death realm warriors from fighting for 100 years. Otherwise, they will be killed immediately. Now, the various clans in the Five Elements demonic domain have finally calmed down. Although there are occasional battles, there are no life and death powerhouses involved. During this period of time, Tangyu had been reorganizing the glacial Phantom Dragon tribe. Naturally, Tangyu was well aware of the situation outside. "Big brother Tang Ao, how did you come to the Five Elements demonic domain?" Tang Hua asked curiously after Tang Yu finished speaking. Hearing Tang Hua's words, Tang Ao laughed bitterly. Then, he told Tang and Tang Yu everything that had happened to him after the three of them had separated. After Tang Ao finished speaking, Tang Hua and Tang Yu were both very emotional. They did not expect that after the Underworld Emperor Mystic Realm, Tang Ao would encounter so many things. "Big brother Tang Ao, does that mean that we will be leaving the Five Elements demonic domain soon?" Tang Hua turned to Tang Ao and asked after Tang Ao finished speaking. Chapter 2147. Not all. It's just that the space channel connecting the Five Elements demonic region to the Black-Yellow continent seems to be the only one left in the Beast King city. Moreover, the array of this space channel has also been destroyed. Therefore, it will not be easy for Brother Tang Ao to return to the Black-Yellow continent. Tang Horror did not have much attachment to the Five Elements demonic region. Just like Tang Yu, she preferred to follow Tang Ao around to gain experience. I have a way to repair that array. You guys get ready. We will leave the Five Elements demonic region tomorrow. I still have some things to take care of in the Black-Yellow continent. Also, have you found the space channel connecting the Five Elements demonic region to the ice plane? With Tang Ao's current cultivation, dealing with Xiahou Linyuan would not be a problem at all. In the past, the 7 major forces had besieged the 7 Kills sect twice, and all 7 of the previous generation's elders had died in battle. This debt could not be ignored. In addition, during the Black-Yellow Convention, the top experts of the 7 major forces had also joined hands to attack Tang Ao. At that time, If it were not for the help of the blood demon ancestor, Zichun, and the others, Tang Ao would have been in danger. Now that these forces and the Seven Kills sect were irreconcilable enemies, they could not let any of them go. Big Brother, we found a lot of passages connecting the five elements demonic territory and the Winter Plane, but for some reason, the Winter Plane seems to have cut off the connection between the five elements demonic territory and the Winter Plane. So, there is no way to reach the Winter Plane from the five elements demonic territory. Tang Yu told Tang Ao all the information she had gathered. Hearing Tang Yu's words, Tang Ao's brows creased slightly. At this moment, Tang Ao had a bad feeling, as if something had happened in the ice plane. Tang Ao had tried. Although he was already at the first level of the astral reaching realm, with his full power, Tang Ao could only tear open a crack in the space. Although Tang Ao could also escape into the void, it was impossible to enter the ice plane this way. However, it was impossible to enter the snowy plane this way unless Tang Ao could create a stable spatial passage to sense the location of the snowy plane. However, Tang Ao estimated that if he wanted to shatter the space and form a stable space tunnel, he would have to reach the astral reaching realm level 5 at least. Tang Ao did not even know when he would be able to reach astral reaching realm level 5, and right now, Tang Ao did not have that much time. After Tang Yu and Tang Hua left, Tang Ao also went to the central plaza of the Beast King city. This was because the teleportation formation that connected the five elements demonic territory to the black-yellow continent was on this square. Previously, Tang Ao already knew that this was a Grade 1 immortal array. With Tang Ao's power, Tang Ao could completely repair this teleportation formation. However, Tang Ao did not plan to do so. This time, Tang Ao only needed to use this teleportation formation temporarily. Moreover, the gap between the top experts of the five elements demonic territory and the black-yellow continent was too huge. Once this space tunnel was repaired by Tang Ao, the martial artists of the five elements demonic territory would be able to go to the black-yellow continent through this teleportation formation. If a martial artist like the Black Prison Dragon Emperor came to the black-yellow continent, it would be a disaster for the martial artists of the black-yellow continent. As soon as Tang Ao arrived at the Beast King city, a figure flew over from afar. "Ha ha, Brother Tang Ao, you recovered so quickly?" It was indeed Dragon Emperor Su, the current Beast King. Tang Ao's impression of Dragon Emperor Su was not bad. When the Black Prison Dragon Emperor escaped, Dragon Emperor Su was the strongest martial artist present. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.